Hi, everybody, and welcome to Larry Stout Field in North Canton, Ohio, on the campus of Walsh University. It is Week 4 in Division II NCAA college football and Week 2 in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. I'm Jeff Tyler. He's Jason Jividen, and we are coming to you live on the FloCollege from inside the Brockler booth. The 3-0 Walsh Cavaliers welcome the 2-0 Ohio Dominican Panthers. This is the 16th time these two teams have met, and Jason, the Panthers hold the edge 13-2 while winning the last 13 in a row.
It's been a long time, and we've got two pretty evenly matched teams here, both undefeated, both incredibly balanced offensively. It's going to come down to the play of these two defenses.
Yeah, you and I discussed kind of before going on air how similar these two teams look on paper. Both obviously undefeated, but we can't get into stats down the line yet. We'll do that as we go, but offense, defense across the board, very similar. Looking forward to a really great contest. And now Ohio Dominican on the kickoff, the leather on leather, swords up kick is going, and it's deep. Fielded at the half-yard line. Looks like he's got a little bit of room. Is going to be brought down at the 24-yard line. So Walsh's offense is going to come on the field for their first possession here. Walsh, it is actually maroon and gold weekend, and Walsh is wearing maroon jerseys, gold pants, gold numbers, gold helmets with the Walsh W on the side. Ohio Dominican in their black helmets, white jerseys, black pants, and numbers black with the gold trim. Great to have you back again, Jason. This is round 2 for us, and it feels like forever. It's been a month since we've been on the mic from game 1.
Absolutely. The Cavaliers got to feel pretty good being in their home digs and in that maroon look, getting back to basics, getting back to their hometown.
And they're going to throw the ball right away out of that first possession. Had a man over the middle, a little bit wide right, incomplete pass there.
Put the ball in Wickert's hands right off the rip. The young quarterback's been outstanding in the first 3 games of the season. You thought about that coming in, that the success of the Cavaliers is going to depend on Wickert's performance, and he has delivered.
Absolutely. He's looked real sharp. Man in motion right to left. He's going to settle down now. We got Deuces left. Now he's back in motion. No movement on the defense. Here's a quick handoff, off tackle. And not much there, trying to scrap to get a yard. A ball's on the carpet, and not sure if that he was down by contact. All kinds of extracurricular activities here between a couple players.
Line judge is saying down.
So getting chippy early.
Yeah, we got kind of a quick whistle there, and some guys getting into some pushing and shoving. So
for this Walsh offense, very balanced running to passing. They're not afraid to sling the rock, but as far as numbers, per game, very, very similar. We've got Deuces right, Deuces left, man in motion right to left. Wicker going to drop back. He's going to throw. He's got stepping out of the pocket, rolling to the right-hand side, got a pursuer. He throws it downfield into coverage, and I think that's going to be – I think it's an incomplete pass, but no word yet. I think these officials are going to discuss it. Somebody's out of bounds over there. I think is that Wickert over there that's out of bounds hurt. I think that was an incomplete pass. They didn't really signal. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long. And we'll wait to see what it's got to be Wickert. I don't see him on the field. I don't know if he got hit late out of bounds over there. I didn't see a flag of any sort.
There was direct contact as he threw the ball. It looks like we've got a pass interference call is what's happening further downfield. That's going to be a first down for the Cavaliers. But the concern, obviously, has got to be Hayden Wickert.
And he is still down over there. And it looks like they're going to throw Dallas Jett in there as, I believe.
Jett.
Number 10. It's not Dallas Jett on the paper. We'll take a look at that here in a moment as the QB is still down out of bounds. Cole Norris, 6 foot, 205-pound freshman from Lorain. So Cole Norris is going to get an opportunity here to step up as a freshman. We do have Dallas Jett we could go to, who was our starting quarterback beginning of last year. So we do have some depth at the QB, but definitely a concern for the for the young man Wickard over there that is still down and getting extra help. So we'll pray for that one over there. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Great atmosphere on the campus of Walsh. We got a full house, and I think I even saw President Collins in the house, so we might even see a pyramid with him by the end of the day here.
Nothing quite like college football atmosphere. Regardless of what level you're playing, to get everybody out on a day like this, it's beautiful weather.
Mentioned Walsh is 3-0, Ohio Dominican is 2-0. Not sure why Ohio Dominican this is only the third game when Walsh even had a bye week in there, and we still got 3 games on the board. But Coach Fank for Walsh going against Kelly Cummings, who is in his 10th season over there at Ohio Dominican, and has had a really good run here in the last 10.
Without a doubt. And they're coming off a big win against Tiffin. They were certainly not favored to win that game and shut the Dragons down for 3 full quarters before they found the end zone.
Wow. We mentioned these two teams are very similar on paper. Walsh is putting up 33 points per game versus Ohio Dominican's 25 points per game. Both teams not giving up much on the field. Walsh has only given up 10 points per game, and Ohio Dominican has given up 7 per game. And here's where it really gets very similar. Rushing is Walsh 189 yards per game rushing to their 167. Passing 220 for Walsh to their 207. Total yards 409 to their 374. Even in the red zone, Walsh 7 for 11, them 9 for 10 in scoring. So down the line, offense to defense, very, very similar programs.
Absolutely, they're having they both benefit from having balanced attacks. It really hamstrings the defense on you can't really pin your ears back and play the pass or load up to play the run. You have to maintain a balanced defense, and that really is advantage offense every single time.
Hayden Wickert comes in here. He's got 8 touchdowns with a QBR rating of 153. It looks like they've got him up. We hear the applause. He's walking to the golf cart there.
You'd like to see him up and around, that's for certain. Taking a seat in the passenger side of the golf cart's a lot better than laying in the back.
Yeah, I wonder if he was walking, wasn't holding a knee or anything. You wonder if it's maybe something more upper or head injury, hopefully.
Possibly.
But he's walking to his own accord, so we will see what the youngster here for Walsh does as he takes over, Cole Norris.
And
we're back in action here. We got trips left, single right. You're going to hand it off to your stud there, off tackle. Cuts it up. North got a first down and a lot more. Knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line of Ohio Dominican. Great run there once he got outside and hit that hole.
Jake Gill has been a machine the first 3 games of the season. He has absolutely delivered whenever asked, whenever called upon. And with a freshman quarterback in there, you're going to see a lot of Jake Gill from here on out.
And that one was fun for a minute, but it's going to come back.
You know, even though that play is not going to stand, that stands in the defense's memory. They have to understand their gap assignments. They have to get their run fits together, or Walsh is going to shorten this game and put points on the board.
13:54 to go here, first quarter. No scores so far. This is Walsh's first possession of the game and the first possession of the game. Ohio Dominican won the toss and deferred. And here we go with Jake Gill again, and broke a couple tackles, but was brought down, almost got back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be second down and about 11, I believe.
Yep, much better fit on the front side of that. Give some credit there to number 11 Wagers. He really set a good edge. Redshirt freshman, highly athletic, highly skilled athlete.
Dallas Jett into motion from left to right. Hand off to Gill. And he's brought down in the backfield for a loss of couple there.
Yeah, that's
going to be third down and long.
That's a tough execution right there, Jeff. You're trying to get that fill linebacker to respond to the quarterback keep inside. I don't feel they're viewing the young quarterback as a threat at this point. They are concentrated on Gill.
Trips left, single right. Walsh going right to left on your dial. Cole's going to drop back. He's going to look to throw. He's got a clean pocket. Time to throw. He's throwing deep over the top. Got him in! Just a little bit too deep. Excellent play call there. Just didn't convert.
My goodness, he let that one fly for sure. Set his feet and delivered that one about 45 yards in the air.
That was Brady Gooding, was the intended receiver there, and you got to figure those two, being a freshman sophomore, have probably worked together quite a bit in practice. Like to see them connect on that, but a good post route there, just didn't convert. Going to be a punt situation here for Walsh.
Yeah, and you got to think from a coaching standpoint is you're gonna go with the freshman here, because Dallas Jet being on the starting offense takes very few reps in practice at the quarterback position. He certainly has all the skills, but you're probably going to spend the day with you're probably going to spend the day with the freshman at the quarterback.
And now Ohio Dominican's going to bring their offense on the field, going against this very stout, very veteran Walsh defense that has, I mentioned, bailed the offense out for a few years now, and now Walsh has a solid offense to go along with it. But we'll keep our eyes on some of the secondary, and that front seven of Walsh is very good. So we'll see how that matches up. Got two men in motion here from right to left. Deuce is right. Got an up back there. Running back off the left hip. Quarterback going to pitch to the left. And got tons of room to run. Gets 8 yards on his first toss left there for a near first down. Going to be 2nd and 2.
Playing a little bit of the numbers game there. Shift with the tight end and H-back. Get him on the same side of the field. Pitch the ball outside behind him. See how quick the defense responds. Right there, we're a little slow on the draw for the Cavaliers.
Drew Gallahue is definitely got capable passing technique. He's going to roll right, look right, throw to the and completed pass, but stepped out of bounds, but that's going to be a first down.
Yeah, Gallahue's really a multi-talented athlete. He can move, he can use his legs. He doesn't prefer to use his legs, but he certainly has that capability. So he is a threat to leave the pocket on any snap.
Not your traditional dual threat QB, but he can take off as needed.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Gallahue and Wickert, very similar in style of athlete.
Here's the snap, going to roll left, going to throw left, completed pass at the 50-yard line into Walsh territory, now knocked out of bounds. And that's going to be, it's going to bring up 2nd down and 4.
And quick rally to the football there for the Walsh defense, but they've got to get somebody to disrupt some of these passing lanes.
Trips right this time. Gallahue going to try to hard snap and get one of those cheap first downs that you see.
Yep, take a look at the sideline. What did we see? What do we want?
Hand off to Rucker. He's going to roll to the right, run to the right, goes in hard, short of the first down, but going to bring up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, Rucker is a downhill runner at his core. Breaks tackles, breaks arm tackles with ease. And you're going to see both of them. You're going to see Marquand Rucker and Nathan Webster there. Webster smaller, quicker, faster, but Rucker is the bell cow of this offense.
2 up backs here for the running back, and he got drilled and tackled by Chris Jones. The difference maker week after week. Chris Jones fires in there for a loss of 2.
They get that dual H up front, run zone to the left. That leaves the backside end free, assuming he's going to set edge. He doesn't. He collapses down, makes the tackle in the backfield.
Chris Jones nearly took that handoff. I don't know how he fired in there so quick, but it's going to be 4th and 3, and Ohio Dominican is going to punt after their first possession.
There are a lot of strategies you can employ in that situation. I'm not sure leaving Chris Jones unblocked is a great one.
Definitely not. And nearly blocked there is going to be a high punt and going to be received. I didn't see the fair catch, but he must have done that. Would be Dallas Jet there on that punt return. No return on that one. So Walsh's second possession. Now they're going to take over in their own dead zone at the 18 with 9:43 to go here in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us. You're listening to Jeff Tyler, Jason Jividan on FloCollege. Great GMAC matchup here, week 2 in the league.
And right now, you just hope that Cole Norris has had a chance to catch his breath, get his wits about him. Getting thrown in there from the sideline cold is a little bit different than coming out for your second series. He managed to get a little bump, got a pass off. Let's see if we can get him to calm down and find a rhythm with this offense.
Going to drop back, a little draw play to the running back, and he's going to get some room to run, and got several yards on that one. Brought down by a couple tacklers there by the Panthers. And about a 6-yard gain there on the draw play.
Yeah, Dante Walker, that's your partner with Jake Gill in the backfield. He's the difference. He's the change of pace guy. He's the guy that gets up and down. Both of them highly versatile, good receivers out of the backfield.
Deuce's left, single right, another handoff, and he's going to bounce it outside, lose his feet, and go down for. Looks like maybe a loss of one. Going to bring up 3rd down and long now for Walsh.
Yeah, that was going to be a long stretch. The Panthers had those gaps filled across the front. Did a nice job in pursuit. Turf Monster got him at about the 20-yard line.
And we'll see if they can let Cole Norris let it go here after 2 unsuccessful runs back to back. Let's see if he can drop back and deliver the ball. Trips right, single left. And they are going to clean pocket here. He's going to step up. He's going to throw it completed, but well short of the line to go. And that's going to bring up 4th and long. And it looked like there was a flag on the play here.
Seems to be a little bit of conversation. This is one of those situations that's pretty common with a young quarterback. He's got limited experience. He's stepped in there. He's tending to read everything low to high. You're going to see some of these throws short of the line to gain. You're going to see some of these, hope he can hit and run with some of these. But over time, that confidence builds, and you start looking at that 2nd and 3rd level receivers. So it's just going to take a little bit of time, a few repetitions for him to get out there and really get his legs under him.
So that was a false start on Walsh, and that penalty was obviously going to be declined. So Caracas is now on for the punt.
Caracas continues to handle the kicking and punting duties for the Cavaliers.
8:22 and counting here, first quarter. And Caracas gets a decent one off, lands at the 40, but takes a poor bounce for the Walsh. But it's going to go out of bounds at the 39-yard line, so the Panthers are going to take over at their own 39.
Yeah, took a hard left turn off the turf and didn't really get the roll that he was looking for. Good field position for the Panthers with at their own 39.
And you got to figure, Jason, these two teams, both undefeated right now. I know it's early in the season, but this is a big game for the conference because you got to figure both these teams are going to be in the mix the whole year.
Without a doubt. You give the Panthers the nod maybe athletically when you look at experience. The experience definitely favors the Cavaliers.
And Chris Jones putting the State Farm belt on after his second tackle for loss in a row. 7:58 to roll here. Chris Jones, as always, is all over the field so far.
This is a guy that just, coaches describe him as busy, right? He's got quick hands, quick feet, lines up all over the field.
Single right, single left, 2 in the backfield with the quarterback. Gallahue, man in motion behind him. He's going to hand it off to the left. And great pursuit by Walsh, and hit him for loss and then made it even worse for them. So a loss of quite a few. It's going to be 3rd down and forever for the Panthers.
Yeah, and Webster, he took contact, bounced off like he tends to do. He's a tough target to get in. It's tough to get into his pads. And as he bounced off, he gave a little ground, but there was just nowhere for him to go. 3rd and long.
Yeah, Michael Howman was the first one there on that initial contact. And it's going to be 3rd down, and they're going to have to go quite a ways here to 3rd and 17. And Walsh just dropping their corners back deep, giving them the under, and they do get the other, but they're going to be short of the line to go. Smart coverage there by Walsh.
Yeah, straight base cover 4. Just keep everything in front of you. Make sure that you can rally, make a tackle. Got a quick out route there at about 8 and managed to make the tackle before any real damage occurred.
So punt team on again for Ohio Dominican, and let's see if they punt again to Dallas Jet. He's very dangerous back there, but they punted as high as they did last time, and you let their guys get down there. It's probably a smart move.
At this distance, that's a full leg punt, so you don't get that automatic fair catch. So they want to be careful with Jet.
Ooh, nearly blocked, and they did punt it to the right side. Try to keep it away from Jet. He wasn't able to bring that one in. You want to try to catch that ball.
Gets the shooter's roll there.
Sure does. Looked like one of my golf shots with overspin there.
Right.
5:58 to go.
Mine's more like the first punt we saw. Kicking into the sand trap.
So no blood so far. We're playing the position game, the field game, field position game rather, for both squads. Really a start to what we kind of thought. You know, both teams are good on defense. Both teams solid on offense. Walsh quarterback has gone down. We've got Cole Norris in there now. And that name is familiar. I think I've seen him play high school one time or two. But Deuce is left now. Single right. Dante Walker in the backfield off the hip. They're going to hand it off to Dante Walker. He's going to go run right. He's got some room to run. And a great run there on a little stretch play to get him. Let's see, about 5 yards. Going to be actually 6 yards. Second down and 4 now. You like to see a good run out of your own end zone like that. Give you a little bit of room.
Absolutely. And so what do? You go to your veteran. You get the ball in his hands, and just let him accelerate. He's got that burst. He has great top speed for a big back, and you just let him do what he does.
Extra tight end in the ball game there now, and a good handoff. A really good disguise play there before the handoff to get it to Jake Gill.
Yeah, a little short side counter there to the field, and as that defensive line shifts, it just leaves a little gap for him. Put his foot in the ground, got vertical, converted for a first down.
Will Butler in the game now. Actually lining. That's how versatile Will Butler is. They got him lined up on the outside in a stack formation. Your tight end's out there wide right.
The young man lines up at tight end, H-back, wide receiver. You put him anywhere on the field, and he's a threat because he's got great hands. He's actually pretty slippery for a big guy, and if he gets his hands on you in the run game, he's trouble.
Yeah, and not to mention he was an all-Ohio quarterback as a junior. So the young man is versatile for sure, and Walsh is really figuring out how to use him multiple ways. Especially once we get down in that red zone. He's our Tim Tebow, if you will.
Plenty of tools in the toolbox there.
Trips left now, single right. Dropping back, quarterback rolling to the left. Good throw, great catch. Diving, outstretched catch. Unbelievable.
That's Austin Knowles, the redshirt freshman. Had a big game last week as well. So this is a guy that's finding his place in this offense. Probably started the season at 5th or 6th on the depth chart, and here he is in a big-time game making big plays.
You make a catch like that, you're going to earn some playing time without question. 3:45 to go, first down. Walsh now getting Norris out of the pocket. He's going to go pump fake, over the top, throw, and got a man. 50-50 ball, went up. Got it kind of tipped right at the last moment. Great throw, great effort. Trey Martin couldn't come up with it.
I tell you what, that is great competition. Mekhi Kilburn and and Trey Martin back there working, working chest to chest, and both going up and getting the ball. Martin had a shot at it, but all the contact between them as the ball arrived, perfectly legal. Just good football on both parts.
Just a little bit underthrown. I would have liked to seen Norris maybe step into that a little bit more. Could have been house, but after a snap there, good job for Norris to pick that ball up and at least get back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah. And it's going to be now 4th down for Walsh. Going to need to bring the punting unit on.
That's one of those situations where the snap's not perfect, but you sort of expect your quarterback to pick that ball and maintain the timing.
3rd down. My mistake there. It is only 3rd down on 11. So Walsh has another opportunity here.
3rd down and 12 here is when you want to make your young quarterback try to feel comfortable. Make sure he understands what his 1-2 are, and you can't really work. You have to work more scheme as opposed to multiple reads here. He want to get that ball out of his hands quickly.
So they're going to sub Brady Gooding in for Will Butler here to get an extra wide receiver. Norris is going to drop back, steps up, throws it over the top, touch pass, and lots of contact, but I didn't feel there should have been a call there, but a little bit of contact going on there, but it was incomplete to Brady Gooding, and that's going to be 4th down.
I don't know if that was a read route or what. It looks as though Norris thought that was a straight vertical where when the receiver actually was breaking that off to the sideline. So a little miscommunication, which is something you'd absolutely expect to someone who wasn't expecting to start today.
Right. Carrick is now on the punt once again.
These two defenses just continue to get after the offenses.
Jaden Cornell back there waiting to receive. Caracas with the boot, and then it's a good one. High and deep. Fielded it to 30. He's going to take it, blocking it back there. Didn't see a call. Great one-handed tackle there in the open field. Saw a little bit of, pushing it back there around the 40, but they got an extra 5 yards out of that one, but they're still in their own side of the field here with 2:36 to go.
The officials seem to be letting the teams play pretty physical here. They're not really working too hard to keep this sort of to keep it too buttoned up. But we've got two aggressive football teams. You're going to get a little bit of this kind of push-pull. So seem to be letting them play. We'll see how it plays out for the rest of the game.
Never been mad at letting them play as long as it's consistent across the board. We got trip stack left now. Single right. Here's a snap, and they're going to hand it off. And great job by the front four once again to get a tackle for loss.
These guys are so active. That was Caden Peters up front. You're seeing a little bit of shuffling of personnel. They're keeping those defensive linemen fresh. So you're seeing a mix of those veterans with the young guys out there, and they are absolutely spilling it on every snap.
Deuces left this time. Man in motion left to right. Gallahue going to hand it off once again. Going to cut it up, and initial contact kind of got through that and got another extra yard there, but it's going to be 3rd down and long, 3rd and 10 for the Panthers.
Right now, the Cavaliers are doing what the Tiffin Dragons couldn't do a week ago, and that is get to Rucker early. Get to him before he gets his shoulder square to the goal line. He is most dangerous running downhill, and if you can get him moving laterally, you've got a much better chance of holding this offense down.
Deuces right again, single left. Quick throw out of the backfield, got a man, completed a Rucker. An unbelievable triple spin there once he got hit. And the Walsh player's helmet come off. He's going to need to come out of the ball game there after that, but it's still short of the line to go. And we'll see if Ohio brings on the punting unit.
Looks like they're bringing out the special teams here. Looks like the punt crew.
So they are. Dallas Jets going to drop back to receive. Let's hope the young man catches it, gets up there and catches it and gets some wheels to go. Carter Bruguera now in from Alliance. A lot of local names. I'd love to see all these local young men that we've seen and play in high school here at the next level. Here's a snap. And Walsh keeps getting close. A nice high punt there. And he's going to field that one on a fair catch again. And there's a flag down on the play here. We'll wait to see what that is.
Looks like a little late contact there for the Cavaliers. That might cost them half the distance at this point on the field.
So personal foul on Walsh. So you are correct, Jason.
Yeah, looked to be a number 37 Keaton Murray.
So with 44 seconds to go, we've got no score here at Walsh University. A great defensive battle here so far. A pitcher's duel, if you will, since it's wrapping up baseball season here.
Absolutely. And you're getting a little bit of that tension build right now. These teams are trying to find something to break. You've seen ODU trying to get the ball into Rutgers' hands in different spots on the field, right? They've seen that they don't quite have control of the line of scrimmage, so they start swinging him out, getting him outside on the edge. There's going to be some creative play calling from here on out.
And right there is one right there. Great RPO, great read by Norris to pull that back. I think they kind of set him up last time with that exact same play.
Yes,
where they did hand it off. This time they pull it back and take off and get a first down.
Yes, sir. And that's what you want. You want Cole Norris to get out there and get hit a couple times.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Want to make it feel like football again. It's been a long time standing on the sidelines.
Knock the rust off, if you will.
You bet.
Deuces left, side by side. Deuces right, stacked. Never really seen the tight formation of wide receivers like this before. And they're going to let that wind down, and that's going to be the end of the first. At the end of one, it is 0-0 here at Walsh University. We're going to step aside for a moment. We'll be right back on FloCollege. As we thought would happen here at the end of one, start of the second quarter, it is 0-0, and just a defensive battle back and forth. Walsh, after just receiving that punt, their first play of the game, got a first down, and now we're here at start of the second quarter.
Yeah, two excellent football teams. You're kind of a heavyweight matchup, using the jab and the body shots early, but nobody's really taking the big shots here.
Here's a snap, quick handoff. And nothing doing there. Got about 2 yards on that one. Walsh trying to establish the run a little bit between the tackles.
And both teams have had tough sledding inside. These are really talented defensive units, especially in the front four. Both teams go about 8 deep when it comes to guys that can really play at this level.
Very impressive football here at the Division II level. Best of the best. We're looking at 14:34 to go here, start of the second quarter. And another handoff between the tackles. And a little scrum in the middle here. Couldn't get any extra there. Got about a yard. They're going to be 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, that's a good look, actually. You're going to see them come back to this with this H-back flat on the opposite side. So a little bit of like an H-back counter flare. It's there for them if they want to come back and pull that out of the bag.
Cole Norris into the ball game here. He had to come in for the injured Wickert. Doing a fine job thus far with the offense. Dropping back, looking, thrown over the middle, a little bit low. A little bit of happy feet there. Just got a little anxious in the pocket as it started to collapse around him. And that's going to be 4th down and long, and it's going to bring on a punt unit.
Yeah, when you're seeing your first time at quarterback at the D2 level, you're gonna have these hot throws, right? Everything's gonna come out a little warm because you're amped up. You're just everything's flying by right now. A quarter and a half, get into this and hope he can settle in and just be the quarterback. You know, he's at Walsh for a reason.
Yeah.
You don't get to this level because you can't play.
You know. Got that adrenaline you haven't had in the bloodstream for a little while, so you got to learn to manage that without question. Carrick is now on for the punt. Another good punt, and it's a spiral, and it's going deep. Fielded at the 20-yard line, and he's going to bring it back here to the 25-30. Got room to run, getting it outside, all kinds of room to run across the 50. into Walsh territory at the 44-yard line.
A flag back here at the 42. Jeff, that's a perfect example of when they talk about out-kicking your coverage there. That ball traveled 60-plus yards in the air. You just can't get human beings that far downfield with that amount of time. So he had a little room to run, found himself an alley, but I think we're going to get an illegal block here at a 42. It'll push the Panthers back into should push them back to about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, just not enough people out there that can run a 4.2 to get down there quick enough.
I would tell you, as a football coach, you can't have enough of them because there just aren't enough of them.
Need 11 Dallas Jets out there to try to get down there. 13:21 to go here, second quarter. And for two teams scoring 30 points plus per game, to be knotted at 0 here tells you everything you need to know about how these two teams match up defensively. And really what we thought we were going to see from seeing the Panthers on film and you and I knowing what we know about Walsh University with that defense as well. So this is a fun one so far. Been a quick one thus far. Single left, single right. Gallahue going to hand it off. Jackson Rucker, and all kinds of jumping around. And boy, when you give somebody that dangerous an opportunity, Rucker, I don't know how he got out of that one. Just jumped around a few guys, jumped over another one, and took off.
Yeah, Rucker, for as big of a back as he is, he's got plenty of agility. He will jump cut. He will jump out of contact. He will take on contact and just keep rolling.
That was a little Barry Sanders like. Deuces left, single. Just Deuces right, sorry. Hand it off again to Rucker, off tackle. Nothing doing there.
Yeah, and it's 6 foot 218. That's a big man to be moving that quickly and move that quickly laterally and to make those kinds of cuts.
Yeah, to be that fast and that big and have the ability to get skinny is a little bit on the unfair side, right?
Yeah, we've seen the difference with Rucker and Webster. Webster's a little bit smaller, a little bit quicker, has a tendency to he just has a little bit more wiggle, but there's no doubt that Rucker can move.
4 wide this time for the Panthers. Man in motion, going to settle down now in the backfield. Here's a snap. They're going to hand it off. Nope, I'm going to pull it back. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, and catch, drop, either way. There's absolutely no room in that passing lane. Nice job by the Cavaliers picking that up, holding their ground. It's sometimes really, really tough for those up defensive backs, that nickel back, to stay in coverage while all of that play action is going on in front of him. He's got edge responsibilities as well, but nice job of staying with the coverage and just thinking, I'm going to rally to the football, but I'm going to maintain my operation.
Gallahue now looking, surveying, Deuces left, single right. Chris Jones looking to get in there off the left side. Throw over the middle, got a man open, completed, first down.
Yeah.
Into Walsh territory at the 40.
Yeah, there was a little cover 2 variation off that cover 4 look there. They had 2 deep, 4 under, and Gallahue just managed to fit the seam shot right between the 2 levels.
Ty Miller was there to make the stop, but was there a little bit late, so a completed pass there and into Walsh territory for one of the few times for Ohio Dominican.
And the thing to look at there, he had a clean pocket, so you want to make sure that the Cavaliers are applying the appropriate pressure.
3 wide now, man in motion left to right. Gallahue is going to hand it off this time, and there's a penalty, 2 penalties on the field. We'll see what this one is after a 5-yard gain.
Zach Stevens tackled Chris Jones off the snap. Jones took an inside move on the tight end, and the tight end literally wrapped both arms around him and drug him to the ground.
He gets that Myles Garrett type of action on him, and that is going to come back.
Jones is so quick off the ball. I mean, the tight end was left flat-footed. He really had no other option.
And these Walsh fans starting to get into it a little bit now. And they're going to be pushed back into their own territory off that penalty at their own 49.5, and it's 1st and 20. And a hard count this time. They've been setting the defense up for that quite a bit.
Yeah, got Kyler LaRosa. Yeah, just the hard count, tight splits. When you look at those splits like that, you think something's coming dead center. They got him with the hard count. He's trying to get an advantage, get a little get a little early movement, but no snap, 5 yards for the offense.
To me, that is the most common thing to see, a team get pushed back on a hold call, and then the defense feels good about themselves, and you catch them on a hard count, and you get 5 right back.
Great time for a hard count. You just messed up. Flip that responsibility to the other side of the ball.
Gallahue again with the clap. He's going to hand it off. And he's going to bounce it outside here. A couple good little shifty moves there on the outside and got an extra couple yards. And it's going to be 3rd down and 7.
That's Webster there. Again, he's a bit of a smaller back, but you can see he's got that wiggle. He can get in and out of cuts incredibly quickly. And he's just a different guy than Rucker. So it really taxes the defense to be able to look back there and see who's there.
And I was wrong there. 2nd and 9 here as we go. Trips left. Webster in the backfield going up for the block, and he throws it to the wide. A great coverage, pursuit, and tackle there by Jeriah Moore. And he was on that last time, on that incomplete pass. He was coming up to pursue there. And one thing about this Walsh secondary, very good in the open field making tackles.
You bet. And what that was there is, again, that second level, sinking back, maintaining coverage, understanding that if they throw these little flat routes, they've got to rally to the football and make a tackle. But they trust these veterans enough to understand that they're going to be able to get the man on the ground. So you let those flat routes come open, rally to the football, and play 3rd down.
3rd and 10 as the Walsh team gets into it. Throw it over the top. Ty Miller in coverage. And he's going to fall to the ground and make a tremendous catch, as Ty Miller was late getting there, and he threw it only really where his guy could catch it. It was a great pass and a great ball there, brought in by Marquand Rucker.
No, that's Braden Sanders. Braden Sanders, the junior. Excellent ball skills. This is a guy that is an absolute football talent. Cavaliers had 2 free runners at the quarterback. He stood his ground, and Gallahue delivered a dot.
Little toss right now. Ooh! Jumped out of the way of the first defender and got clobbered by the second. And he's slow to get up on that one.
That is the downside of the jump cut, sir. You get your feet in the air, you're putting your internal organs at risk.
Whew. And it's 8:57 to go here. 2nd down and 10 into the red zone for the first time here for Ohio Dominican.
You're going to go get Rucker. Let Nathan Webster catch his breath on the sidelines after that one.
Deuces left, single right. Rucker in the backfield with Gallahue. Gallahue going to hand it off to, no, he's going to pull it back. He's going to roll right. He's going to throw right, and got clobbered again. As we've seen week after week after week, when it gets into the red zone, this defense really, really steps up.
And the number of times that you call Marvin Kunkel's name in the red zone is just tallies one after the other after the other. This is an incredibly cerebral football player, but is not afraid to be physical, as we just saw.
Back-to-back big hits there. 3rd and 8. Deuces left, single right. Rucker off the left hip. Gallahue going to roll left. He's going to throw back. Completed pass, brought down again. What a great job covering that one. Chris Jones was there first and had some help. 7:49 and ticking. Going to be 4th down and 6. Going to bring on the kicking game for Ohio Dominican.
And again, you've got that, you can see the strategy that Walsh is employing here. We know that we can get downhill and make tackles. We're going to let that flat stuff go. We're going to cover those 2nd and 3rd level receivers, and they cover tight at the back end, rally to the football when they make catches.
Field goal attempt here for Ohio Dominican. It's down, it kicks up, and it is no good, wide right. Waiting on the officials, they looked at each other, had to double check, and called that wide right with 7:14 to go. Another, gosh, Jason, I think at home, I think that is their 5th time in a row in the red zone of making a stop, whether it's a missed field goal or a turnover on downs.
And this Cavalier defense is playing out of their mind right now. You got one broken play that was actually well covered, perfect throw, and a great catch by the receiver. outside of that, these two teams are just trading body blows, one after the other.
Absolutely. This is a heavyweight battle without question, and now it's time for Cole Norris to step in here, settle down, deliver the ball, and get this team going here about 80 yards for a tutty. 7:14 to go into the first half. Deuces right, left, single right, man in motion left to right. Going to pull it back, looking to throw. Got a man over the middle, dropped ball. Will Butler was not able to hang on to that ball over the middle. Usually brings that in. He's a sure-handed receiver and wasn't able to bring that one in.
Yeah, they really captured the linebackers with that jet action into the boundary. Both bit on that run scheme. Left Butler in the seam more or less by himself. Throw a little bit on the back hip. You still expect your tight end to pull that in.
And after that incomplete pass, they're going to go back to the run game and get a few back there for Walsh. Walsh now going to be 3rd and 5 here at the 25-yard line. And they're going to go a little bit quicker now.
Showing a little tempo here, trying to get OD out of their.
And it worked. First down, Walsh University.
So in a situation like that, you go tempo. The Panthers have no choice but to stay base because there's something that the coaching staff like about that base look.
And I'm not sure what happens.
Get some success there. That looks to be Jake Gill.
It is Jake Gill. I'm not sure what happened. He's not holding anything. He's moving just fine. He kind of sat up there and laid back down. I don't know if he took a shot there. Looked innocent enough, but either way, he's down for the moment with 6:41 to go. We're going to step aside here on FloCollege. We'll be right back. And welcome back to FloCollege here at Walsh University as we have 6:41 left to go here. No scores so far, but a moment ago, Jake Gill with a big run on 3rd down, converted the first, but laid on the carpet there. So he's walking off on his own accord as we're back in action now. Cole Norris going to roll right, and a little jump pass there, got hit pretty late there. And knocked down as an incomplete pass. Going to be 2nd down and 10 now with 6:32 to go.
Yeah, early pressure there by number 11, Quentin Wagers. Got through a gap, and then basically he's a mismatch for any back that's back there doing support blocking. There's just no chance that he's not going to come free.
And handoff now. Cole Norris ran into his own defender there. Him and Will Butler collided in the backfield. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. And lots of miscommunication going here with the Walsh offense. Got to settle down and be clear on communication here among teammates here. 6:12 left.
Yeah, you can't panic having Gill on the sidelines because with Dante Walker out there, you've got experience. You've got somebody who knows the offense inside and out. Just go ahead and play your game and try not to think about the changes that are going on around you.
Trips left this time, single right. Going to drop back and a step up. Trying to throw deep over the top. Overthrown again. Incomplete pass. Going to be 4th down and long. Going to bring on the punt unit for Walsh once again. Karakis has been busy with that right leg so far today.
It seems that the coaching staff is not afraid to let Norris throw the ball for sure, especially throwing the ball downfield. They just haven't been able to connect on any of these. The touch isn't quite there yet. Everything's coming out a little flat and a little hot. So as he settles in, you hope he's going to be able to connect on some of these. Otherwise, you're going to flip his reads to make sure that he's working bottom to top and get some easy completions and start building a rhythm.
And another booming punt here by Karakis. Punts it clear down to the 22-yard line. He's going to field it and bring it back. Got tripped up, but kept his feet, and now just going to fall to the carpet at the 29-yard line. And what a weapon we have with the leg of Karakis to continue to set us up out of bad position and turn it into good field position for us.
You really, based on what's happened so far, you really need a first down or two, and Karakis can flip the field for you.
Yep. Panthers going to take over at their own 29-yard line, and we got 5:19 left. Ohio Dominican did defer to the second half, so they will get the rock back start of the second half. Single left, single right. Two in the backfield along the side of Gallahue. Man in motion right to left, runs behind Gallahue. They're gonna hand it off, and nothing doing there. Got 2 yards at most.
Yeah, Webster working inside, didn't have much room to work as he cleared the initial gap. Both were filled. There was nowhere to cut, so he tried to get vertical, had nowhere to go.
Rucker now in the ball game alongside of Gallahue in the backfield. Single left, single right for the Panthers. Walsh possibly showing blitz here. Ohio Dominican taking their time here on this play. Man in motion out right to left. He's going to settle down there on the left-hand side. He's going to pull it back, drop back, clean pocket. Touch pass over the top, had a man wide open across 50 to the 35-yard line of Walsh on a big play there.
And it's Braden Sanders again. Little in and out, working in and out. You're seeing a fresh script here. This is that 5-minute drill. Many of these formations and plays we haven't seen yet today. Coaches working the script, trying to keep the clock moving, eat up as much clock as possible to put a score on the board before the half.
Gallahue looked real poised and confident there on that pass. Great touch. Deuces left, single right. Gonna roll to his left this time. Throws it to the wide side of the field and completed pass again for another 5-yard gain.
Yep, Sanders again. This is a top flight athlete at the Division II level. He is an outstanding receiver. Very elusive with the ball in his hands. This is not somebody that you want to give a lot of room to.
And Sanders going to take a breather there. It ran off the field. I don't know if he's just winded or what, but regardless, Ohio Dominican going to 2nd and 5 play here from their 26-7-yard line.
Don't
Walsh
sleep on
blitz.
number 8, Joshua Moore. Running the crossing route, went right to him. Yep, Joshua Moore is a big target, runs exceptionally well. He's a freshman. He's a young player, but they really, really like him at Dominican.
3:34, clock stopped after that incomplete pass. Is 3rd and 5, and the Panthers going to go quick now. A little bit of pace now, and they're going to slow it up and get the play from the sideline here. 19 seconds left here on the play clock. Plenty of crowd noise in front of us here, folks. We're single left now. Deuce is right. Sent the play in. Webster off the left hip now. Or I'm sorry, Rucker off the left hip of Gallahue. And that's going to be possibly false start there.
Yeah, all kinds of confusion up front. It seems the Panthers are having a little bit of trouble with communication. You're seeing a lot of late motion. You're seeing guys having to be called in motion. So not sure what's going on. I know they're rotating a lot of guys in, but you want to keep an eye on this as the game progresses to see if they can sort this out or if this starts to become an issue like just happened.
So let's see, bring up the speed here. 3:32 left, 3rd and 10. And they are definitely using all of their play clock here to get the play in. Trip stack now to the right. Watch out for the bubble screen on right-hand side. Single left. Here's a snap, dropping back. Clean pocket again, thrown over the top post route. And touchdown, Ohio Dominican. A post route over the middle. Had the coverage, was there to Jawan Jackson was right there with him. Went to the floor, the carpet with him and almost got it to come out, but it's 6-0 Ohio Dominican.
And that is Joshua Moore. We just talked about him. He is an absolute difference maker and is going to be a difference maker at this level. 6'3", 175 pounds, and can absolutely pick him up and put him down. He can get loose on just about anyone.
As we saw there, the PAT is up, and it is down the middle good. So first blood drawn. Ohio Dominican puts 7 on the board with 3:27 to go here for Walsh. Walsh is going to need to have a good, quick charge up the field here. As I mentioned, Ohio Dominican will get the ball back in the start of the second half as they deferred here at the beginning of the ball game.
So you want to have a good drive plan here to get a couple of chunk plays. You want to get into Panther territory so that you can control what your options are. You can keep your options open. You can take shots at the end zone. You can move into field goal range. You want to at least come away with 3 here if at all possible.
So we'll see where we get on this kick return here, what kind of field position we get. But with 3:27 left, Jason, clock stopping on first downs, and you got 3 timeouts. That's all day long to go length of the field if needed, which keeps that playbook open for run, pass, whatever we need to do.
Yeah, and you just want to get early. You want to get a couple of opportunities for Norris to get the ball into the playmaker's hands, get it out of his own so that he can start to build a rhythm. Right now, he's holding on to the ball just a little bit too long. Everything's coming out a little bit hot. Just needs to have a little bit of success to get himself back on track.
Jawan Jackson and Dallas Jett back to receive for Walsh. It's going to go to Jawan Jackson in the end zone. Let's see if he brings it out, and he's going to. He's going to take the chance, bring it out. Made one guy miss. Got across to the 26-yard line, so a fruitful return there for Walsh. 3:16 now to go.
And special teams has been a strength for the Cavaliers throughout the early part of the season. It's also been a strength for the Panthers. So this is another one of those mano-a-mano kind of situations that you have to kind of monitor as the game goes on. Who's going to win these situational battles, right? You've got defense versus, you got your defense, you got your special teams. Special teams are going to be really important as the game comes down to the wire.
We got single left, single right. Cole Norris now in the backfield. Here's a snap, and they are going to hand it off tackle and get a few yards there on the scrum, and got about 5 yards on that. Going to be second down and 5 now as the clock ticks.
Yeah, whatever was ailing Jake Gill seems to be cleared, and he's back on the field. Picks up 5 and sets the Cavalier offense up with a convertible situation ahead of the sticks.
Great to see him back in the ball game. Hopefully halftime we'll get an update on the starting quarterback for Walsh. But in the meantime, we got Deuces left, Deuces right now. Thrown, Will Butler brought in, first down, Walsh.
That's it.
When in doubt, go to Will Butler.
When in doubt, use your tight end in those intermediate areas right there between the linebacker and the nickel corner. Plenty of room for him to settle down, make an easy throw, makes it a big target, and a good completion there for Norris.
Deuces stacked left and right, first and 10, Walsh. Clock is running. Here's a snap. Norris going to drop back, going to look. Getting flushed on a broken pocket. Throwing downfield, brought in. Caught at the 50-yard line. Great hands there for Trey Martin. First down, Walsh.
Scrambling with your eyes up. That's the first indicator that you're starting to get into the game. He's managed to get himself moving forward to release the ball. Had nice velocity on the ball, right on target on the sideline.
And with 2 minutes on the clock, Walsh is going to take their first time out of the ball game here. And we're going to step aside. We'll be right back on FloCollege. And we're back in action here at Walsh University on FloCollege. And correction there, that was the 2-minute stop and play by the officials. And so Walsh still does have all 3 timeouts intact at the 49-yard line here on 1st and 10.
You got Butler in a slot working against a linebacker. That's going to be a mismatch if he can find an empty spot.
And the quarterback was looking deep, but got hit from behind there to knock that ball wide right and a little bit short there. So it's going to be 1:55 left now, 2nd and 10 for Walsh.
Yeah, and that one takes some time to develop. What they had there was a little mesh concept there working, trying to get number 3 open on the in the right flat. Didn't have time to wait for that to develop. He actually did come open pretty quickly.
And that was Rico Franklin on the pursuit there to knock that ball wide off of Cole Norris's hand there. Yeah. 1:55 left, 2nd and 10.
The goal there is trying to get Martin a catch and run, and he had plenty of room if they could have held the pocket long enough.
RPO pullback. A tremendous catch by Dallas Jet. And another move. Makes guys miss left and right all the way down to the 25-yard line. First down, Walsh.
When in doubt, get that ball in the hands of your playmakers. Dallas Jet is a special, special athlete.
It was not only a tremendous catch, but the move after the catch was even better. 1st and 10, Walsh here from the 25. Gonna go quick, gonna hand it off. Got hit there, but it got a couple yard gain there for Walsh. Gonna be 2nd down and 6 with 1:31 to go. And first timeout now is gonna be Walsh with 1:26 left. Gonna take a timeout. And we're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back on FloCollege. And welcome back here. 1:28 left at Walsh University on FloCollege. You're listening to Jeff Tyler, Jason Jividen, and we've got an exciting end here to the first half. Trips right, single left. Walsh marching down the field. Cole Norris getting pursued and took a big sack. And no whistle. The pocket collapsed around him, had nowhere to go, got tied up, and that's going to push him well back now. It's going to be 3rd down and 14, 15, and a timeout taken Let's see who took that. It is another timeout for Walsh.
Yeah, Jace Schaefer the Cavaliers have actually done a great job at containing Jace Schaefer to this point. Schaefer is an absolute game wrecker. He has got all the tools that you would want at that defensive end position. When he can control contact, he is almost unblockable.
1:17 to go here. That last sack may have taken Walsh out of field goal territory. Clock still says 2nd down and 7, but I think it's 3rd down and 14.
Yeah, to be in Karakas's range, you'd really want to be inside, near the 25-yard line. You want to be somewhere in that vicinity so that you can be pretty confident that this is just that you're playing into his strengths. At this point, you'd be really stretching.
Deuces right now, single left. Butler in the ball game at the tight end. Cole rolling to the right. Got absolutely clobbered. Threw one up for grabs and intercepted at the half-yard line after lots of contact. And that's going to do it there for that. Great punt, if you will, but with back-to-back poor plays there by Walsh is going to be a turnover there on that interception. And with 1:09 to go, Ohio Dominican's going to take over.
Early on, we saw more of that 2H set or the stack H set to Schaefer's side. This is somebody that you cannot ignore. You need to know where he is on the football field, and you have to scheme to keep him off of your quarterback, or he's going to wreck your football game.
And Jason, there are. Okay. I was wondering. So after the interception, the Ohio Dominican player literally threw the football into the stands of their fans about 15 yards off the field.
Yeah, that was Romero Wells. That's going to be about an 18-inch penalty. It's going to bring the ball back to, about the 18-inch line, if there was such a thing.
And I often wonder, Jason, some of these young men really like to, celebrate. I wonder if they're aware of that I'm gonna throw this in the stands and it's a half-yard penalty. You might get yelled at by coach, but that's about it.
You'd want that level of headiness on your defense. I gotta be honest with you.
And trying to scrum here for some quick yard, just a QB sneak there to get a yard or so. Not much success there, but the clock's ticking at 1 minute here. Ohio Dominicans got to be careful because they're in their own dead zone here now at about the 1 yard line, maybe 2. And got a sub a player out who lost a helmet there.
Yeah, this is an equipment timeout. It doesn't appear that Dominicans, obviously, they're not taking timeouts here. They'd rather run the clock out if at all possible. It may take a shot if you have one, but you don't want to do anything that's going to leave your quarterback in this end zone for any length of time. So I would expect a little bit more of a punch out. You might see something just a little off the edge here with Rucker. Rucker's not the kind of back that typically ends up in the backfield. He tends to fall forward. So pretty safe. It's pretty safe there to get him even if it's just outside end.
And clock stopped there at 56 seconds. It's set now, so the clock should start here in a moment. It's 7-0 Ohio Dominican. And I'm not sure why the clock's running, but we're okay with that. Under center again, and they're going to do another little scrum there, and I got another yard out of that one just to get the clock ticking and run it. Got a lot of Monday quarterbacks in front of us here.
Absolutely. Galley, who's 6'3", 225. You just get underneath your pad, or get behind your pads, get behind your lineman, and try to find a crease.
So about a 7-second difference between play clock and game clock here. So they're going to run this one down as far as they can, run their third down play. But at that situation, they're still going to need to punt.
They will have
third
to
and
punt.
8. So that could cause some problems there on the punt. And another quick scrum here. So Walsh is going to take their timeout and make them punt on 4th down with 5 seconds left. Third and
with 4 yards to go, they can actually snap the ball, take a step back, and deaden the ball there if they'd like to not punt. it's certainly a strategy. You do have a little bit of room there. You just want to make sure that you eat up all 5 seconds of the clock before you hit the ground.
Anything can happen at this point. Not only do you have to worry about getting the punt off without safety happening, but you've also got to worry about somebody like Dallas Jet back there that has the potential to house this punt. So you've got to get it off. You've got to get it potentially out of bounds.
And there's nothing good about this punt set. Your punter's going to be 2 yards shorter than he would normally be, so you got that compressed area. You've got an all-league talent in Dallas Jet hanging back there waiting for the punt. This may be something more akin to a quick kick, just to kick the ball down the field a little bit. In these situations, I've also seen a quarterback just take a step back and launch the ball into the air out of bounds.
Right.
So any one of these things, they just try to get this thing out of here and get this to halftime.
Honestly, that might be the safest thing at this point. But Dallas Jet back to receive. Here's a snap, punt, and he did get it off, and it is in bounds. Let's see if Dallas Jet can come up with this one. And he does, and he's going to have a little bit of room to run. They got a stuff there, and you need to blow the whistle on that one there. And so nothing doing there. They were able to get it off, get it away, and Ohio Dominican's going to go into halftime here with a 7-0 lead. Just a back and forth heavyweight battle there in that first half, Jason. And as we mentioned, Ohio Dominican will get the kick to receive, but I don't think the half's over yet. Officials are discussing something.
Well, the game can't end on a defensive penalty. In this case, the kicking team would be considered the defense. But ODU is heading back to their locker rooms. Okay.
So that's a personal foul on Walsh. Obviously declined by Ohio Dominican, and so that's going to do it for the first half. 7-0 Ohio Dominican over Walsh here in the first half, and we will step aside here for half, and we'll be right back on FloCollege. And welcome back to Walsh University here on FloCollege at Larry Stout Field at Walsh University, as we've got a really tight contest here, 7-0 here at half. Walsh will kick off to Ohio Dominican here to start the second half. And we'll have some stats here for you in a moment. Before I do that here, we want to do a salute to service again. Second time here for us doing that. And the serviceman of the week is Tom Indorf. Tom Indorf is founder of Save 22. It's a veteran-led nonprofit organization dedicated to raising awareness about the alarming rate of veteran suicide. It provides for service members, veterans, and their families. It's got a strong commitment to honoring those who served. Tom established Save 22 to create a community of hope, connection, and resilience, ensuring that no veteran feels alone in their struggle. Drawing on his own experience as a veteran himself and his passion for advocacy, Tom has been a driving force in building programs and events that inspire healing through fellowship, outdoor activities, and community engagement. Under his leadership, Save 22 has grown into a recognized voice in the fight against veteran suicide, bringing together service members, first responders, families, and supporters across Ohio and beyond. Tom also serves as state legislation chairman for Ohio Veterans Service Commissions Association, where he advocates for policies that strengthen veteran services and resources. His dedication is rooted in a belief that every veteran life has value, and through awareness, action, and unity, the cycle of despair can be broken. When he's not working on veteran advocacy, Tom devotes time to his family, community, and projects that bring people together with purpose. His mission remains clear: to honor the 22 veterans we lose each day to the fight for their future, where that number is eventually zero. Just an incredible man. I've met him several times. We appreciate not only his service, but now his dedication, literally dedicating his life to saving those veterans out there struggling as they come home from war. And I always say heroes don't wear capes, they wear dog tags. We appreciate each and every one of you veterans out there, and much love from us over here at Walsh. Moving on now with the halftime stats, we'll get into, let's get into some overall team stats. Ohio had 6 first downs to Walsh's 8. And we mentioned at the beginning of the game, Jason, how close these teams were on paper to begin with, and it's really no different at this point. Rushing attempts, 15 to Walsh's 18. Rushing yards, both teams doing a good job of shutting the run down. 26 yards for Ohio and 46 yards for Walsh. Well below both teams' average, 1.7 per carry to 2.6. Total receptions, 12 for Ohio Dominican to 5 for Walsh. And if anything is being dominant right now, it's the 156 yards passing over Walsh's 59 passing for the first half. Let's see, very similar on plays, 29 to 33. Yards per play, actually, Ohio Dominican has the edge there, 6.2 versus 3.1. And time of possession, very close as well, 15:59 to 14:01. So lots of tight things there. Individually for Ohio Dominican, Gallahue has 209. I'm sorry, the QBR. His QBR was 209.9 in that first half, which is off the chart. 12 of 14, 85.7% completion for 156 yards and 1 touchdown. For receiving, you got Sanders with 5 catches, 86 yards. Moore with 1 catch. He went in late in the game. Jason, you called him out, and he certainly showed up immediately with not only a big catch for 33 yards, but a touchdown. Cornell, 3 catches, 26 yards. Webster, 1 catch for 8, and Stevens, 2 catches for 3 total yards. Rushing-wise, Rucker has 4 attempts at 21 yards, and Webster has 8 carries for 11 on the Walsh side of the fence. Cole Norris had to go in. We did get an update on our starting quarterback in Wickard. It looked like he left the game with a left arm injury. They put a cast on that. No other update for him on that, but at this point it is a left arm injury. Cole Norris came in, looked solid at times, trying to get comfortable. He was 5 of 14, 35% completion rate for 59 yards. So let's see if he can get settled in here a little bit here in the second half. We're almost back at game time here as Walsh is going to kick off. On the receiving end for Walsh, Dallas Jett had 1 catch, 25 yards. Will Butler had 2 catches for 12. Martin 1 for 11, and Knowles 1 for 11. Rushing, Gill had 10 for 40, and Walker 5 for 10. So let's see if Walsh can make some adjustments here and to flip the field and flip the score and get things moving in the right direction, as Karakis, now with a leather-on-leather kickoff, is going to boot one deep down into the end zone, and he's going to pull it out after some indecision. Going to cut it up and got drilled, hit by half the student body there, and tackled at the 19-yard line.
Kilburn is certainly not afraid to run. He took that ball about a yard deep, found a little bit of an alley, and pushed the ball out to, what are we looking at here? We're about the 12-yard line?
No, it was 19.
Or 19, I'm sorry. Yep.
The up back was waving him off, and you can see a little bit of indecision, but he decided to take it anyway. You know, it's hard when you're back there, and you know you can maybe break one to stand in that, not bring it out.
You trust yourself.
Start of the second half now, 1st and 10, Ohio Dominican.
Yeah, you're going to look at the strategy updates here. What kind of adjustments they made at halftime?
Quick handoff, great handoff there up the middle, 1st down. And they're going to just take off with Rucker there up the middle, and the quarterback even fooled me. I thought he would have the rock still.
Conkle with a nice stop there. That is not the guy you want to see running dead vertical in your secondary. Rucker is a load to get on the ground, and to this point, the Cavaliers have done a great job of getting to him while he's still moving laterally. That has been an exception. That was an exception to what we've seen so far.
Rucker and Webster in the backfield with Gallahue. Deuces left, single right. Double clap, snap. Going to pull it back on our RPO. Going to throw it. Long throw to the field here. And that was incomplete. Boy, that was a long throw. It looked like that ball was floating up there for a minute. 14-11 here, third quarter.
Yeah, and if there's an outlier in the halftime stats, of course, it's that passing yardage. There's been a lot of free runners in the Cavaliers secondary. And Gallahue's made excellent decisions with the football. He's decisive, he makes quick decisions, and he's been accurate. That was just really good coverage. The window that he had to try to throw that ball into was exceptionally tiny.
Deuces left now. Rucker in the backfield with Gallahue. Man in motion left to right. Going to hand it off to Rucker. Nice little jump move to the right-hand side to get some space and get some yards out of nothing. Going to be 3rd down and 6.
Again, you see that lateral movement from a big back, and it is impressive as quick as he can stop and start and make hay out of. I mean, there was very little room there. Yeah. He got skinny through that gap and managed to pick up about 4.
Yeah, Walsh is sitting there looking like they're going to maybe get a tackle for loss, and the next thing you know, whoop.
Yep. Little disappearing act.
In the words of John Madden, whoop. Deuces left, single right.
You know, more isolated on the high side, on the boundary.
Here's a snap, dropping back, looking right, flushed out of the pocket to the left, flips one over the middle, flag on the field, and it's complete to the 50, got it to Walsh's 48. And you would think that'd be defensive holding of some sort there, being in that area.
He seems to be pointing at the Cavaliers. I'm not sure what it was. There was nobody left in that area by the time the flag came out.
So it was a pass interference there. How was he so wide open being interfered with is the question.
I think the interference was on the low crosser. That was just a man settling in between those two levels. Again, when you see that too high 4 under, it does leave a gap. And the longer he can stay upright, the bigger those gaps are going to get. So he has some time. He had time. He created some more time with a little bit of a roll and got the ball out and threw it on target.
1st and 10 now at the 34-4 of Walsh. Ohio Dominican marching up here on their first possession. Man in motion from the right to the left. Going to settle down on the right side. Going to hand it off to Rucker again up the middle, and nothing there. The front 4 stood their ground on that one.
And the Cavalier defense is trying to frustrate this running game. That's a relatively rare single high look from them, committing 8 men to the line of scrimmage, understanding that you want to get, I keep repeating myself, you want to get to Rucker before he gets to you.
Yeah. Deuces right this time, single left. Quick throw, Good ball there to the right-hand side, completed.
Braden Sanders again, a really quality target. This is somebody that Panther offense relies on to make those difficult catches, to get vertical, and to break off those chunk plays.
3rd down and 5 here. Deuces left, single right. Probably 4-down territory for Ohio Dominican as we speak.
I was going to say I was not buying that they were going to go tempo here. 3rd and 5 in the scoring zone. They absolutely did pause and get a play call in.
Here's the snap. Going to hand it off to Rucker up the middle. Run hard, short of the 1st down.
It's going to be well short.
But it was definitely coming downhill.
And the Cavs again showing that too high look on 3rd down. With a little bit of room to move, trying to keep anything in those seams in front of them.
11:23 and ticking here. 4th down and 2. Ohio Dominican's first possession of the ball game. Or the second half rather. They're going right to left now.
Keeping the offense on the field.
And Walsh has the entire student body in the box at the moment. They're going to pull a couple guys back now. Man in motion, left to right, 4 wide for Ohio Dominican. They're going to hand it off to Rucker, and he's going to convert to 1st down. I think he's going to be a little short. It is not. It is not. Turnover on downs. Looked like he had enough to go. Couldn't see who got in there, but I think it was Chris Jones.
Yeah, Mike Holman-Williams did a great job stepping to that outside gap and filling it. There is just not enough room for Rucker to keep his feet.
And I know it's early in the second half to say this, but that's a huge stop right there. Ohio Dominican made adjustments, comes out, second half, they're up 7-0. First possession, they march it 75 yards. And for Walsh defense to step up once again on 4th and 2 is huge for Walsh. Let's now settle in for Walsh and see what Cole Norris can gather. Man in motion out of the backfield, going to be probably illegal motion here for Walsh. And a face mask looks like there after the completed pass.
I'm not sure we got either one of those penalties.
So offsides.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like,
neither of the penalties we thought we saw.
I was guessing illegal motion, but I didn't see illegal motion. So it's going to be 1st down and 5.
Yeah, by the looks of it, I have to assume there that number 11, Quentin Wagers, was lined up offsides. He is
an awful quick flag.
Is a long body, and so, he just backed up off again.
And handoff there, off tackle, got about 2 yards on that one till he was brought down. Jake Gill again. Good to see him back in a ball game after he went out for a moment.
You can see when they've got Wagers and Schaefer on those opposite sides, they are a handful, both of them. And you have to really kind of game plan about their presence. Wagers is so long, it's tough to get into his pads.
Little jet sweep now. And lost his feet, spin move. Dallas Jet still trying to stay alive. Man, I tell you, for not being real big, he certainly can take contact and continue to fight. But he's going to be short of the line to go. And there's going to be a 15-yard penalty coming here on Ohio Dominican. A little too much extracurricular activity after the tackle.
And these officials have let this game be physical. Yep. But they're not going to tolerate the taunting. They're not going to tolerate the talking. They're going to. You want to get physical on a football field between snap and whistle, they're going to let it go. But this is the kind of thing that they want to keep a lid on really quick. Get a lid on really quickly.
It's the type of mistake that you don't need in a tight ball game like this. For Walsh to be looking at 4th and 2, now have a 1st and 10 across midfield.
And again, this is the youth of that Ohio Dominican squad versus the veteran presence of the Walsh team.
Dallas Jet on top of the, almost said top of the key. It's too early for basketball. Here's a snap here to Cole Norris. He's going to hand it off. Nearly lost it, but got it back. And Jake Gill fighting for extra yards. Ended up getting, I think, 4 on that one. Laying on top of the defender and was able to stretch for more yards.
looks like maybe two. You got maybe three, three little shy of four. But Gill seems to be none the worse for wear after the injury scare early in the second.
Deuces left, single right. Gill now behind Cole Norris. Norris dropping back. Little delay. Nice. First down, Walsh, but there's a flag down, and
that's in the area you're going to get holding. You're going to either get holding or an illegal block.
Definitely getting physical out there on both sides of the ball. So we're going to repeat second down after that. 9:07 here. Clock stops. 7-0 still Ohio Dominican. Walsh's first possession here of the second half. Kind of playing ping pong with with penalties back and forth at this point. But it's second down and 13 from Walsh's 45. 4 wide again for Walsh. Quick throw over the middle, completed. They got about a 5-yard gain on that one. Good ball there, quick for Norris out of the shotgun.
With limited exposure to Norris, you kind of wonder what kind of game he has. I can tell you one thing: his arm strength is not a problem. That is coming out with some velocity, and that was a really tight window to fit that football in.
4 wide again for Walsh. Walker in the backfield. Off the right hip of Norris. Dallas Jet in motion. Dallas Jet over the middle, throwing off the back foot, flipped it up there, and 2 guys were in cut. He threw it into double coverage there, but he bobbled it going out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like he was just a little late getting a grip on that football and had already dragged the feet out of bounds.
It's going to bring up the punting unit on 4th and long for Walsh. And looked like Norris just didn't have the ability to step into that one. He was kind of off his back foot. And
No. Again, you had Jace Schaefer back there making contact right as the ball is released, and Norris had absolutely no room to step into that.
Karakis now on for the first punt here of the second half with 8:05 to go. Here's the snap, and the punt is another good one by Karakis to the 10-yard line, making him field it. One missed tackle there, and the next 2 defenders were able to bring him down at the 20-yard line.
Yeah. Man, he just slipped the gunner and got himself about a 12-yard return. Again, these special teams coverage units are strengths of both teams. We've seen a couple of little seams, but really nothing that's been terribly dangerous so far.
I meant to mention before the game, with teams this good on both sides of the ball and this closely matched, it typically comes down to special teams and who wins the turnover battle, and been very clean across the board so far.
Yeah, and even the one interception was sort of a short punt at that point. At that point in the game and on 4th down.
Perfect punt, if you will. 7:56 left here in the third quarter. Flag immediately, might be a free play for Ohio Dominican. That's going to be defensive pass interference, I believe, or offensive pass interference. The wide receiver literally tackled the wideout, and we'll see what the initial flag was. I'm guessing that was offsides as quick as that flag came. And 7:50 to go here. Still 7-0. Lots of hecklers here. I feel like I'm at the Ryder Cup, Jason, and I'm Europe.
We brought a few extra officials in the stands near the press box. That is actually marched off against the Panthers. Not sure if that was an illegal formation because they did not stop the play moving forward, so it had to be an illegal formation or legal motion.
So what we thought was a free play was not. It is now first down and 15 for Ohio Dominican, back now into their own dead zone. And Chris Jones nearly jumped off, but he's able to stay back. And like I said, first and 15 here, 7:50 to go, third quarter. Walsh defense needs to step up here and get the ball back. A little push pass here forward, and a good, well defended there by Walsh. Going to bring up 2nd down and 14.
Yeah, what you're seeing here with these two offenses is, it's a little bit of the Raptors biting at the fence, right? Trying to find something that's a little weak, something that they've got a gap to get through. And you're not, right now, neither defense is really blinking.
Here's your 3rd down play for Ohio Dominican. 3 wide this time. Here's a snap, dropping back. Clean pocket, delivers the ball over the middle. Wow, I'm not sure he caught that. That one bounced off the carpet, but what an effort there.
Yeah, you don't usually see that seam route coming out that low and hot. He was really trying to hit a spot with that, and just really difficult pass to catch. Really, really tough, difficult to control.
So now it's 3rd and forever for Ohio Dominican. They're going to have to go clear to almost Lake High School to get this 1st down. 7-0, Ohio Dominican. We're at 7:10 left in the 3rd quarter. A long 3rd down attempt here with 3 wide. Looks like a pass situation for Ohio Dominican. Dropping back, pocket is broke. He's going to roll right, and he's going to take off and run. He's going to slide, and a great job by the defender to avoid contact with the quarterback as he went into his slide. And that's going to be 4th down now for Ohio Dominican.
Yeah, heads-up play there by Eddie Nichols, the redshirt sophomore, to not take the bait and make extra contact on a sliding quarterback.
He was head hunting for sure, but was able to jump over him, Superman out of the way, and avoid a 15-yarder. So clock running now, 6:36 here in the 3rd is going to bring up the punt unit, and the very dangerous Dallas Jet stands at the 40-yard line. Let's see if he can catch this and make something happen. Low snap, kick. Walsh almost got another one. Dallas Jet going to field this one. Caught at the 50, the 45. Makes 2 moves down to the 40-yard line. Great field position off the feet of Dallas Jet.
Ryan Page got clean off the edge there on the punt pressure and almost got a piece of that as he came across.
They've been close several times. I thought they were going to get that one. But regardless, it's a terrific return and awesome field position now for Walsh. 1st and 10, Walsh now with their second possession of the half, I believe.
Yep, now you've had a full halftime with Norris in the lab trying to figure out what it is that he likes and what you can run with him on the field. So you've got a chance here to make something happen, but you've got to come away with at least 3.
3 wide now for Walsh. Quick handoff. Walker going to bounces it outside. Made contact and got about 6 yards on that one. So a really nice run for Walker to start this drive.
It's a little bit of Dante Walker saying, hey, I'm a big guy that can also move laterally. Get me to rock and let me roll.
I know you recall how many times people he ran over week 1 here on that Thursday night with stiff arming and trucking a lot of people. He can definitely come downhill like a bowling ball. 6:02 to go.
Good physical runner, but has all the tools in the toolbox. He can get lateral. He can make quick moves and get into spaces without too much difficulty. He's an excellent football player.
3 wide now for Walsh. Pulls back on our RPO. Little quick pass there, and out of bounds. May have got the 1st down. That was to Trey Martin. Trey Martin, one heck of a wide receiver. Been quiet to this point.
They've tried to get him to the ball a couple of times, but this is smart football with an inexperienced quarterback, right? You do the quick pull RPO. I'm not even sure he's reading at this point. He may be getting the call to say, hey, we're just going to pull this and rip it to the sidelines.
Cole Norris steps up.
Whoa.
Nearly dropped the ball. Tried to go quick. Tried to do a QB sneak. A little Philly special. And not under center often. Dropped the ball, picked it up, got the ball back, and now it's fourth and maybe 1.5 now.
Yep. So yeah, just couldn't get the handle on that ball. It sort of caught it and kept going, but there was just no room to run up front.
3 wide, handoff to Walker. Walker got drilled, but I think he got enough to get the 1st down. Not sure, Jason, what the big hurry was on third down to get in there, go under center, something that Cole Norris obviously hasn't done all season. It's the first time in the ball game. He's used to going out of the shotgun.
Yeah, you'd have to think that maybe, maybe they saw something that they liked, or saw something that someone that in a substitution package that they thought they could get around.
And Jason, that he did not get the first. They spotted him short. That's a turnover on downs.
Well, that was an awfully quick whistle then, because his body was still moving forward and managed to get across the 20-yard or the 30-yard line, which was the line to gain.
Yeah.
That's a disappointing spot for the Cavaliers. Now you got to turn up the defense.
Yeah, it looked like he had more than enough from our vantage point here, which is a pretty good one. 4:45 to go now after that turnover on downs. I wish Walsh would have went a little slower there, taking their time, made sure they made things happen. But back-to-back turnover on downs between both squads, and now Walsh's defense is going to have to step up for us again. Trips to the left. Pull back. Quick throw here, quick bubble screen here. Caught, might be a first down. No, it's going to be second down and 4.
A little bit of a tell here. You're starting to see ODU line up with those guards and tackles foot to foot, and as they do, they tend to make these quick passes to the boundary. We'll see if this is something consistent with them. So now you're seeing a bigger guard gap here, so you might see either that downhill run or something with more of a drop back.
3 wide here now in the shotgun. Here's the snap. And he's going to pull it back on RPO. Got a man open. Threw it, turned around, looking into the sun. That's a very difficult catch. Turn around, looking right into the sun on that. So that's an incomplete pass. Going to be 3rd and 4 after a quick couple downs here for Ohio Dominican.
I think Gallihu kind of thought his receiver was going to check up there, because otherwise that's the first big miss we've seen from him all night. Afternoon, I guess.
It's also an interesting play call, knowing where the sun is for your wide receiver. 3 wide now, 4:10 to go here, third quarter. Still 7-0. Ohio Dominican now on the snap. Going to throw it quick out of the backfield. Completed pass, took contact short of the line to go, but his extra effort got him across, and that's going to be a first down for Rucker and Ohio Dominican.
That's the play call there really crossed up the linebackers. They actually set up screen to the left, came back through the flare to the right. So you basically had a dual screen set up. Excellent play call by the Panthers.
3 wide again. Rucker off the right hip of Gallihu. Man in motion left to right is Sanders. Sanders going to settle down now on the left-hand side. Gallihu going to drop back. Taken all day over the middle. Thrown. Completed pass. Another first down for Ohio Dominican. And a couple whistles going on here. Not sure what that's about.
That flag came in from deep. I think So I think that what you got there is you've got a bit of a rub route there that the receiver was deliberately making contact. Deliberately making contact with the zone defender, trying to free up another receiver.
The Bill Belichick play?
Hey, you know what? It is a strategy.
Doesn't get called often.
You have to kind of sell it. You have to sell it that you're a receiver out there. You can't be out there putting 2 hands on the guy that that you're going after. And usually when you see that long throw of a flag from the deep official, that back judge, you kind of know that that's what they're looking at. It's either going to be a hold inside or it's going to be that rub on the mesh.
And it's going to be 1st and 20 now with 3:43 and ticking here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that is from the previous spot. You're now 1st and 25. You got a long way to go.
And now they got single right, trips bunch to the left, and Rutgers still in the backfield off the left hip. Donahue going to drop back, throw to the right to nobody. Miscommunication there. Very similar ball as a moment ago, but the wide receiver was running a streak instead of a comeback.
Yep, and it's that same sort of miss, and I can't really, we don't really know if that's a miscommunication or if that's just a missed throw. What you did see here is on the mixed release out of this tight bunch on the left-hand side is you ended up with a wide receiver matched up on a linebacker on that wheel route up the sideline. That is not something that you want to see from the defensive coordinator of the Walsh Cavaliers.
2nd and 25 now for Ohio Dominican. Now going 4 wide, deuces left, deuces right. Donahue dropping back, looking deep, going to take the under route and going to complete it at the 30-yard line. Picked up a few yards there, maybe 2-3 yards there, so it's going to be 3rd down and 22.
Yeah, and when you're that far behind the sticks, you tend to commit more bodies to coverage, because right there, I think you saw a 4-man rush, and really no threat to Gallihu. He's basically had a clean pocket this entire second half.
Yeah.
Now you're going to start to see the Cavaliers mix up their pressure packages or mix up their personnel to try to get somebody loose after Gallihu.
Well, it sounds like we need more cowbell, Jason. Trips left, single right. Gallihu, all kinds of time, like you mentioned. Now he's flushed to the right. Going to flip it out of bounds, just throw it away. Live to fight another day for Gallihu, and that's going to bring on the punting unit for Ohio Dominican.
Yeah, that was a 6-man pressure. You had pressure immediately on the outside. Then the delayed blitz by the inside linebacker coming A-gap came relatively clean with just maybe one hand on him. Collapsed the pocket late, and that was under the circumstances when you're that far behind the sticks. Those are some long developing routes, take some time, just not enough time for Gallihu to make a good throw.
I couldn't resist the cowbell reference.
We're in the Christopher Walken section.
More cowbell. More cowbell. Dallas Jet back to receive this punt. Toes on the 30-yard line. And almost got another one. Very high. Punt received, and he called fair catch. Now, that's a tough position for a guy to defend. The ball is so high, it's hard to see. Your internal clock tells you this ball is hovering up there. I got to do a fair catch. Even though he had room to catch and run, it's near impossible as that guy receiving that to see that.
Yeah, and you may chalk that one up to the sun as well. He's looking right into the sun as that ball is coming down. Just wants to secure the catch and get the ball in the hands of the offense, I think, is probably, in Dallas Jet.
I like the experience there of Dallas Jet to do that.
Right.
He's not a newbie.
No, he's been around. And it's always those quarterback guys that are thinking 2 steps ahead.
3 wide for Walsh. Man in motion out of the backfield a little. Fake, great call, play call. Quarterback off and running. Thought about sliding, and all the way to the 50-yard line. And that's going to be a 22-yard scamper there for the quarterback.
That came open clean. Norris got a little bit of shake to him, but he had you can see that little bit of lack of experience, not really knowing what to do with the end of that run.
I don't know if that's shake or if that was indecision on the QB slide.
When you weren't expecting to play today, and sometimes that's just shock that you came through clean.
2 up backs now in. Norris going to hand it off. And he did decide to keep it and got sacked immediately.
Yeah, either that was a called pull or a terrible there was way too much vertical pressure.
Yeah.
You can't hold on to that ball. You got to let your back take that.
And the way they covered that is almost like they saw that on film at one point. I mean, sniff out a play they haven't seen that well.
Yeah, the free defender was he was coming directly for the quarterback. He had no intention of paying any mind to the back.
3 wide again. Cole Norris going to hand it off this time. Off tackle, short of and he keeps on scrumming to try to get extra yards. Finally got a whistle. Almost back, I think a yard short of the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd down and 11.
It's plays like that. That's how when you're watching games like this, you just have to appreciate the effort that these guys put in, because that's just all lower body strength to move that pile from your position at running back.
4 wide this time for Norris. He's going to drop back. Tons of pressure. Throws again off the back foot. 50-50 ball to back ball. And all kinds of contact. It's going to be pass interference. Going to be 15 for Walsh.
Trey Martin did an outstanding job of establishing position on the ball. in front of the defender. He was actually leading with the defender, trailing with the ball in the air. He reestablished position between the defender and the ball, forcing the defensive pass interference. Outstanding play by a wide receiver that doesn't actually get to the scorebook. It doesn't show up in his receiving yards. It doesn't show up on a highlight reel. He drew a pass interference just by being the smart football player that he is.
Could have put a saddle on him there. He rode him for a few yards, and that's, as we said, first down for Walsh. Now into their territory at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 wide this time. Going to hand it off to the running back. Off tackle, bounces it outside for a great run of 6-7 yards. And if Walsh can start to get Jake Gill there again on the run, if he can get this run established between the tackles, as maybe the defensive line of Ohio Dominicans maybe getting a little winded now. But it looks like at the end of 3 now, it's still Ohio Dominican 7, Walsh 0. Walsh is charging. We'll be right back on FloCollege. And welcome back to Walsh University here in a great matchup on FloCollege. And Walsh is charging now at a 7-0 Ohio Dominican. It's been a back-and-forth battle the entire time here, as Walsh is now going right to left on your dial. It's 2nd down and short, 2nd and 3 for Walsh.
Here's this dual H setup, right, where you've got the 2 backs to one side. A little trouble with the snap.
But he got it off. Dante Walker jumping. Got it through, 1st down. Walsh and a lot more on a tough snap to handle. Somehow got it off.
Managed to get the ball in the hands of Jake Gill, and that's a really good decision when you're a young quarterback.
Absolutely. Start of the 4th quarter now. A very promising run there. Walsh into the red zone now for the first time in a while. Got to come away with some points on this one on a 1st and 10. Another handoff to Walker. He's going to go to the right, and Walker is starting to eat. And Walker into the end zone. Touchdown, Walsh University. Gill. Or Gill, rather. Gill. Seven to 6, Walsh before this PAT. And Jason corrected me there. That was Gill that time, not Walker.
Jake Gill, inside gap scheme. Nice movement up front. You got the caught the defensive line in either a half stunt or a slant there and opened up that front side B gap. Nothing but daylight. And the Cavaliers have a chance to tie it up.
Kicks up. Kick is down the middle good. We're all tied up. 14-24 to go here in the 4th quarter. And we're going to take another quick break here on FloCollege. We'll be right back. And welcome back, folks, as Walsh has just tied it up at 7-7 here in the fourth quarter. Finally got in the end zone there on a Jake Gill back-to-back big runs. I don't know if it's maybe wind knocked out of him, but Jake Gill was laying down on the carpet over there. Got some attention, but he's walking underneath his own accord now, so it looks like he's going to be fine. He's a Warrior, so I would expect him to be back in there. But here's the leather-on-leather kickoff. And onside kick converted. Walsh got it. Unbelievable. Guts playing. What a gutsy call by Walsh.
The front line of the Ohio Dominican return team was on autopilot. They bailed on their positions, left the ball rolling past the 10-yard marker. Walsh recovers. Walsh football.
What a gutsy call, Jason, and converted perfectly.
That's something that you tend to see on film, and then you keep it in your hip pocket when you think you need it.
And this is electric atmosphere now. 4 wide. Norris gonna take a shot, possibly thrown to the wide, and completed across midfield. Cuts it up to the middle. Made one guy miss. Tackled at the 39-yard line. First down. Walsh now back in territory of Ohio Dominican.
This is something that we've seen here for the last couple of series, is that either by formation or by route combination, they've been isolating Knowles. This is a guy that they really, really like. A guy's climbed up the depth chart. And I would keep an eye on him for the rest of the way.
Dallas Jet in motion left to right. Come back. Dallas Jet in the jet. Couple yards, made a couple guys miss and got tackled out of bounds. Clock's going to stop on that one, but we've got about another 5 yards. And guys getting tied up after that.
We're starting to get
a little chatty going on.
We're going to call that a conversation until we see otherwise. But yeah, these guys are getting after each other. This has been a defensive battle all day long, and it doesn't stop until that final whistle.
4 wide again for Walsh, waiting for the ball to be set by the officials. Walker in there in the ball game now. Ball on the carpet. Norris jumped on it. I don't know if it was a poor snap or if he took his eye off the ball there.
Yep, skipped on the way out, had no chance to field it cleanly, just did the smart thing. Fall on the football, live to play another day. You're behind the sticks. You've got a couple of opportunities, either that or you can just punt and pin the Panthers deep.
Yeah, whether Cole Norris was ready for today, he's been thrown in the fire, and he's done a solid job in situations like that of just saving it. 3rd and long now for Walsh. Deuces right, single left, 2 in the backfield. Norris, high snap. And a perfect play call to Will Butler. And Will Butler's off to the races. All the way down. First down, Walsh University. Will Butler on a screen play and an absolutely perfect play call by Walsh.
I tell you what, I like nothing more than a screen on 3rd and long. You've got receivers all over the defensive backfield. You bring the H-back out, drop him in the screen, get 2 blockers out in front. Perfectly executed by the Cavaliers.
3 wide this time now. Walker, little fake pitch, and quarterback going to take off, running up middle. Got his legs chopped out after a 6-yard gain.
He pops right back up. This is obviously not his first go route when it comes to running the football. I'm gonna go ahead and estimate him in high school. He did his fair bit of running. He's got a good first step and seems to have a really good sense for the open area.
Walsh packing it in a little tighter now. Here's a snap, handoff. Walker going to bounce to the right-hand side after initial contact. Got a couple yards after contact. Looks a little short of the line to go. Going to be 3rd down and 2.
We've seen this now a few times from the Cavaliers. They're starting to show these negative splits, getting the receivers inside the hashes, and it seems to be creating some problems for the Panther defense. Whether it's the outside linebackers, the defensive ends seem to be getting caught up in traffic.
We got single coverage down below us here. Deuces to the right.
Again, Knowles on his own.
First down and a lot more. Dante Walker, spin move, running clear down, tackled, took the contact, spin move, clear down to the 6-yard line, and Walker is starting to eat a little bit. And Walker's asked to come out of the ball game, and good to see Jake Gill go back in.
Jake Gill looked like he's ready to go. He was the first guy to congratulate his backfield mate on that one. Rarely do you get to see the two guys together. Obviously, one replaces the other typically, but boy, what a 1-2 punch that they're showing today.
Walsh is starting to win the battle in the trenches at the moment. Handoff up the middle. Not much to go there. Going to bring up second down and goal from the 8.5.
Yeah, Jeff, what you're seeing here, you're starting to see the two defensive ends for the Panthers. Number 11, Quentin Wagers, and number 10, Jace Schaefer, getting far up the field. And what they're creating is a vertical seam just underneath that outside gap. So you're talking that off-tackle area. Don't be surprised if you start to see the Cavaliers exploit that.
3 wide again. 10:21 to go in the fourth quarter. Walsh got this on a converted, and here's a quick handoff, and again to Walker, or Jake Gill, nothing doing there.
Yeah, that time Schaefer managed to gather himself and get flat down the line of scrimmage, made a good play coming off the edge.
If you're just joining us, folks, Walsh marched down the field and scored a moment ago, and then they immediately went and did an onside kick to perfection, caught Ohio Dominican off guard, and they've just been marching up the field ever since on several good runs by both running backs of Walsh, and really broke open by that tight end screen to Will Butler. And Will Butler, as we know, is a definite weapon in the red zone. Let's see if they look to go to him at all.
No.
They got him out wide out to the right, not necessarily at tight end. And we got 4 wide now for Walsh. Norris, all kinds of time, got hit hard, fumbled, and Jake Gill looks like he jumped on that, saw that, and jumped on the ball and recovered it for Walsh.
And that pressure prevented a touchdown because Dallas Jett was by himself in the middle of the field standing in the end zone.
Wow. All right, illegal shift on Walsh. That penalty's declined. Going to bring up 4th down, and you got to figure Walsh's punting or kicking team's going to come on the field now. 9:21 to go in the fourth quarter. Walsh looking to take their first lead of the ball game.
Yeah, and looking at that, Jett may have approached the line of scrimmage just ahead of the snap, causing the illegal motion.
Ohio Dominican overloaded to the left-hand side, obviously thinking they're going to try and block something here. Here's the whistle, ball down. Here's a snap. Kick up, kick blocked. Recovered by Ohio Dominican. Now they've got a runner trying to go free. They recovered it, and they got it back at the 9-yard line. So that overload to the left-hand side proved fruitful for Ohio Dominican to get in there and block that kick.
Yeah, Schaefer managed to make the recovery. Probably a smart play would have been to let that thing spin around on the ground and take the ball from the spot of the kick. Instead, they lost a few yards, so they're going to have a long way to go.
9 minutes left now in the ball game, so we've seen just about everything so far, Jason, in this ball game.
You're not kidding.
Great defense, back and forth, good offense, great plays, great play calls. The onside kick that was converted, and now a blocked field goal. And Ohio Dominican at their own 9-yard line's got to go 91.
Yeah, and the important thing here is the Cavalier defense has to defend their own 30-yard line, because inside that 30-yard line, you've got the ability to convert for 3, and that's enough to put this game away.
And Ohio Dominican continues to struggle with running the ball in between the tackles there. No gain on that one. 2nd down and 10 now with the clock running at 8:44.
The Cavaliers are so stout inside. It's just that combination of Nichols and Holman Williams filling every extra gap with the presence of those defenders up front, occupying offensive linemen.
A fake handoff, quick flip around, and snuffed out immediately by Walsh in the defense. Conkle was there again.
I tell you what, Marvin Conkle impresses me every single time. Whether you're here at the stadium or you fired it up on film, the guy just understands and diagnoses plays as well as anyone at this level.
So 3rd down and 6 for Ohio Dominican. Still got to be careful in their own dead zone here. Working off the 14-yard line. Here's a snap, going to be a pass, thrown, wide open but low, bounced it into him, had a man, Walsh had 2 guys there, but they were pursuing late. Ty Miller was in the area. A good throw would have been a first down.
Yeah, Zach Stevens, the tight end, tried to make the most of that mixed release. They really had what amounts to, with the tight end, a tight trips there on that right side. But everything kind of got out of sync. I don't know if he caught contact early or not, but tried to get a little bit of a rub there to loosen up the coverage on the 2 receivers, but it was just too little, too late.
And once again, Ohio Dominican punting from nearly their own end zone here. And the punt was nearly blocked again. Dallas Jet, fair catch at the 48-yard line. So Dallas Jet has done a nice job of securing those punts. And Walsh has great field position here now, 1st and 10 at the 48 of Ohio Dominican.
Good effort there by Connor Satterfield. Almost, he got his hand up, got in the punter's face. Still managed to get away a decent punt, but it's good field position now for the Walsh Cavaliers. This is a situation you need to be under control, find some success, and get into that field goal range so that you can, at the very least, you have a shot at putting yourself up a score.
7:39 to go, 7-7. Walsh's ball at the 48, 1st and 10. Cole dropping back, throws another screenplay to Will Butler. Not quite as successful that time, but still got 2 yards out of it. Will Butler took some contact behind the line of scrimmage, but was able to get 3 yards for a 2 net. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, kind of a rework of the screen that we saw earlier. We had a dual screen, really. You had a screen to the backside and to the front. So you had one either way. It was his choice.
Blitz coming off the right-hand side. Norris didn't snap it. 7:05 to go and ticking. Both teams have 3 timeouts left.
Yeah,
7-7.
Harley Hanna bit on the hard count. Did manage to pull up before he got too far across the ball.
And Jake Gill had to jump over a fallen lineman there. Slowed his progression and only got a yard. So 3rd down and 7. Let's see what Coach Purtell draws up here. Clock winding. I think I'd like to see Dallas Jet over the middle here.
Yeah, Jet in the slot here. Don't be surprised if he goes in motion.
No. Cole Norris dropping back. A couple guys sitting down.
There's Jet
Norris
on the dig.
Good ball to Will Butler. Caught. Made a guy miss. Will Butler, a truckload, standing on his feet. Cleared out of the 23-yard line for Will Butler.
Look at a tight end with the ball and someone hanging on his legs, delivering contact to the free safety.
Impressive once again. Will Butler. Watch this young man play for about 5 years now. He never disappoints. Great hands, can block, can catch the ball downfield, can run over people, can do just about he's a quintessential football player.
This is one of those guys that in the old days would be covered in mud. We don't play on grass anymore, but
he would have mud, a missing tooth.
Yeah. I'm sure he's got pockets full of rubber pellets. That's all I can tell you.
And a quick screen there, and great job after contact by Trey Martin.
Yeah, and typically the Panthers' defense response to this has been reactive. They sag back on Martin, and then he pulls pulls in one of these quick screens, and now they move into a more of a bump look. And don't be surprised if they crawl right up into him right now. Yep, there he is.
Dallas Jet in motion, left to right. Handoff, pulled back. Morris, another screen play to Will Butler in the red zone. Flag down, though. Flag down right around the quarterback. It might be roughing the passer in that area because there wasn't a defender, an offensive player. It was roughing the passer.
Yeah, and that looked like pretty passive contact, but what it was is he lifted the arm to block the pass, came down on the helmet of the quarterback, and you're just going to get that call every time.
Will Butler with the go-to man once again, got the hot hand and continued to go back to him, and is now, after the penalty, 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. 5:36 to go here. Norris in shotgun still. Here's a snap. Running off tackle, hit by two guys. Still moving. Had to get at least a yard out of that one. Gonna be
You watch the finish to some of these runs, and all credit to the Walsh Cavaliers strength and conditioning coach, because that is lower body strength, pushing that pile from underneath.
Who we happen to see after the last game does a wonderful job, so shout out to him. Yeah, these guys come ready to play. He gave us a little bit of idea of their schedule, and you and I said, no, we'll sit here with a pint instead of doing that. 5:03 to go. A little stop and play here. Not sure what the officials are looking at. So, not sure why they declined. Defensive penalty there. They declined.
Interesting choice to decline that
Wouldn't
penalty.
that give them first down?
It would be first down.
So it's now 2nd down and 1 after declining the penalty. I don't think we know the full story there.
I feel like we're missing some data on that one.
5:20 and counting. Jake Gill off the hip of Cole Norris. Low snap, got it off. Got hit again in the backfield. Walsh might need to change something up here, as it's going to be 3rd down and 1 again.
Not to harp on this, but Gill is still on his feet. He never actually got to the ground.
Yeah. So Walsh taking their time, as you would expect, inside 5 minutes now. Same formation for Walsh. Are they going to just keep going strength on strength and make him stop it 4 times in a row? We'll see. We've got a man in motion jet sweep. Cole Norris on a delay. Touchdown! Walsh! And that almost looked like a broken play. Turned into a QB draw. Touchdown, Cole Norris.
I'm trying to figure out why there isn't a post-play flag, as one of the Ohio Dominican defenders essentially spiked Cole Norris with the football in his hands long after the play was over.
And it's 13-7 Walsh before this PAT. Snap down, snap up, ball down the middle. Good. 14-7 Walsh after Walsh. Unbelievable play calling down the stretch. Got it moving. 14-7 Walsh. We got 4:40 left here in the 4th quarter. We'll be right back on FloCollege. And welcome back to FloCollege here at Walsh University on Larry Stout Field. We've got a barn burner here. Walsh has been behind most of the ball game. It's been a back and forth battle with these defenses. It looks like Walsh's offensive line has started to wear down the defense a little bit of Ohio Dominican. Walsh taking a 14-7 lead now, 4:40 to go, as Caracas lines one up to kick it deep for Walsh. Caracas hits a low liner, bounces, fielded it to 25, and lots of room there. A terrific return, clear to about the 40-yard line for Ohio Dominican. So good field position for them with 4:40 left. 3 timeouts left.
Zach Stevens just, does what he does, which is get the ball in his hands and go straight downhill. Managed to get the ball out to a good spot too. He got a pretty friendly spot there out to the 44-yard line.
So here comes the offense of Ohio Dominican. Last time, Walsh was able to stuff them back, clear down at about the 9-yard line after a blocked field goal, for Ohio Dominican. 4:35 to go, plenty of field in front of them. Deuces left, single right. Here's a snap, they're gonna drop back and thrown over to the middle, short, caught across the 50-yard line and brought down short of the first down. Gonna be 2nd down and 9 after that completion.
Yeah, that's the sophomore Excuse me,
Connor
Campbell.
Yeah.
Thank you. Not something that we've seen so far is running that little cross out of the slot. That was just baiting the defense back with the vertical routes and then throwing underneath.
4 wide this time for Ohio Dominican. 2nd and 2. Handoff, running to the right-hand side. Good blocking there. Better pursuit by Walsh.
Yeah, Webster trying to find the edge there, but Walsh has just been so consistent in those running lanes. Fit after fit after fit. From ball to sideline, there's just not a lot of room. Leaving the Panthers a little bit short here. They're about 3rd and 1.
It's about time to see a Chris Jones sighting, I believe. 3:35 left. 3rd and 1 at the 47 of Walsh. In the shotgun. Man in motion left to right with 3 wide. Looks like they're going to run left. They do, and it's stuffed. And second effort, still going to be short. Going to be 4th down, and you got to figure it's 4-down territory for Ohio Dominican.
Well, you're right on the edge of 4-down territory by the chart. At 3 minutes to go, if you can get a 3 and out with the timeouts, but they're leaving the offense on the field. Here come the Panthers. Watch for dummy call here, trying to get the defense to jump.
The fans are rocking here at Larry Stout Field, and now they're going to pull the offense off, and a great stance by Walsh there.
Yeah, so we've got timeout. We have not seen the personnel group they're going to send, but it looks like they're going to keep the offense out there.
You would figure burning a timeout, they're not going to punt it at this point. 2:47 left. They had a 2nd and 2, and now back-to-back stops by Walsh causes 4th and 2.
Yeah, in these critical situations, every second counts. I'm not sure why you let 30 seconds run off the clock and then call your timeout. If you're going to call timeout, call timeout.
Yeah. We won't question that one since it's on the other side of the ball. We'll just take that one and run with it.
But yeah, they did add 5 seconds to the clock, so now we're at 2:52.
What a great game so far. Beautiful day. Clear skies. And here comes the offense for Ohio Dominican. This would be in the stop of the year for Walsh if they can make this happen. They got trips to the left. Rucker in the backfield. Here's a snap. Hand off to Rucker, running left. He juggled it. And don't know if he got there. It's going to be close. I think he may. Second effort on the spin move. Might have got it.
The line judge is right on the mark.
And it's a 1st down. It's a 1st down, Ohio Dominican. They did a great job of hitting Rucker. Rucker bobbled that handoff, was able to bring it back in. Initial contact was short of the line to go, but he was able to spin to the inside and get a 1st down.
Yeah, sort of flopped backwards to get himself just enough.
2:20 left for the ball game here. And it looks like, I think it's going to be a Walsh time. I don't know if it's a timeout or if he just wants to talk to the officials for a moment. And I didn't catch what the officials said there. They didn't take a timeout off the board. It must be a timeout, though. We'll stay here. 2:18 left, Jason. 14-7 Walsh. Walsh has done a really just, at this point, maybe bend, don't break. Keep stuff in front of you. Try to make them work hard to move the sticks. They got 1st and 10 from Walsh's 46-yard line, so they got plenty of ways to go here.
The success of the offense has taken, obviously, the 30-yard line out of the equation. This is a touchdown-only drive. The Ohio Dominican has to score 6 to get this game to overtime.
Well, and obviously 4-down territory is all the rest of the game for Ohio Dominican.
2:18 to go. Depending on what level of success you have, you could have anywhere between half a dozen snaps from here on out.
Ohio State game is final. I believe this score, Jason, 24-6 over Washington. I expected that to be a blowout, but
Huskies getting
a tight one there.
Huskies giving a little, showing a little backbone.
Number 8, Florida State goes down to Virginia, 46-38.
I believe the wheels have come off in Tallahassee.
I think so.
That is a talented group, but I think they've, just kind of bad things snowballing.
I didn't catch that, did you? Fans didn't like it, but shout out to Dan Campbell, Arizona State, Perry product. Just beat TCU 27-24. And so we got 2:18 on the clock. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Panthers down to 1 timeout.
A little different formation here for Ohio Dominican after that timeout. 1st and 10. Gonna snap it, looking. Single coverage down to the left. Gonna throw it deep, 50-50 ball, one-handed. Catch, intercepted, I believe, by Ty Miller. Ty Miller, Lake product. Went up with the right hand, brought it down on perfect coverage. Raked it in with one hand, intercepted. Wow.
Established inside position on a vertical route. Ball came down the chimney. He just got there first. What a play.
Unbelievable.
What
with
a play.
2:12 to go.
We watch a lot of football, and sometimes the body control that these guys exhibit on the field seems normal. It is not normal. What these guys do is amazing. To establish position, twist in the air, have eye contact with the ball, hold your head steady, put one hand on the ball and roll it in is just outstanding.
I think Ty Miller should probably pay me to watch his games because I've probably called 8 of his games in high school, and I think he was the player of the game every week. The kid he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. He played multiple positions in high school, and now he comes out here strictly a DB, balled out last year, and now comes back in this year and just picks right up where he left off. And when you've got a redshirt sophomore, you're not afraid to put in single coverage all game long. It's impressive.
Absolutely. I mean, Brandon Sanders is he's the dog in that wide receiver room. Like, he's the guy. And you leave your redshirt sophomore one-on-one on a vert and think, my guy's going to handle your guy. That is a great deal of trust in a redshirt sophomore.
So I'm not sure what the conference is about with the officials. Maybe where the ball's spot, I don't know. 2nd and 8 now after that first play. It's a 2-minute stop in the ball game here. So,
yeah. But they just added a timeout back to Ohio Dominicans.
I don't think they took a second timeout there, actually. I don't know why that went down. They took the first. I didn't remember them having a second one because they had 3.
Yeah, it was this sort of sugar huddle here with the officials, and then both teams kind of excused themselves to the sidelines, and then they took one of the ODU timeouts off the board.
Well, they put it back up. We got the 2-minute stop and play here. This is as advertised, and if Walsh can hold on, this could be really a huge win for them, especially as good as we know how good Ohio Dominican is. They're going to do some damage in the GMAC rest of the way. So 2nd down and 8. Got to figure they're going to get a heavy dose of running the rock here. And we do, and a 1st down and more. Dante Walker in the ball game now.
That's where I get my Dante Walker fan club application filled out. I'm telling you what. You take the veteran, you put him back there, you just put the ball in his belly and say, hey, come on, put this away for us.
Yeah. It's awfully nice to have 2 bowling balls back there that can run hard, can run between the tackles, can bounce it outside if need be. More so, like you said, more Jake Gill in that. But when you've got a guy that can stay low to the ground and run the rock like Walker, especially in this scenario, it's huge.
Yeah, and when you look at, 3/4 of the teams in Division II, Dante Walker's the one. He's the ace, right? And here at Walsh, they're so blessed to have two. They've got two guys that they can just, you know what? When we need to put a game away, we're gonna line it up. We're gonna get our guys set up front. We're gonna lean on those seniors up front. You know, you can't underestimate the importance of having all five of those guys back. You got Butler there, who blocks with such a ferocity that he comes out about a half-inch shorter every week. You know, because he's in there just pounding away at defensive ends and linebackers and whoever's filling. It's really an impressive look.
Well, I would say the Dan DeGeorge bridge to Walsh is wide open from Lake with the way this game has gone with Ty Miller and Will Butler as well. Now a little QB draw, trying to catch them off guard, and they did and got the first down that time. That was 3rd and 1. I thought they converted on the last play, but they didn't. It's 3rd and 1 now. And with one timeout left for Ohio Dominican, Walsh is about a first down away from putting this ball game away.
Now we're with that timeout there. That's going to be that should be their last one.
So it is their last one. You're right, Jason. So
a little debate on exactly how many timeouts ODU gets this afternoon.
So 1:42 to go. Last time Ohio Dominican can stop the clock. And my goodness, what a second half. This has been well worth the 30-day wait for you and I to get back in the booth to watch this ball game.
Absolutely.
Walsh, if they hold on, they go to 4-1 or 4-0, 2-0 in the conference. And I told you last time we were together the way the culture of Walsh has changed. There used to be 10, 15 people in the stands, and now it's full to capacity to the point where you can hear the fans directly in front of us, and it's just a fun environment.
The Cavalier really faithful are enjoying this,
absolutely,
as they should, because this is an impressive display. Now there's still work to be done, so
absolutely.
We'll see what the Cavaliers have in store.
Got to keep it clean here at this point.
Yeah, there's that. We come back to that double H set. Nope, we're going to move to a straight tight end set.
1:51 to go. Deuce is right. Handoff. Whistle. As soon as the snap happened, we got a whistle. And I think Walsh called timeout. And Walsh did. We're going to take a quick timeout here on FloCollege. We'll be right back. Welcome back to FloCollege here with 1:51 to go. Walsh just took a timeout there just to make sure everybody's on the same page. 1st and 10 Walsh from their own 18-yard line here. Double tight end set here. Quick handoff to the right as you would expect. And that one is stuffed. But more importantly for Walsh, going to have that clock running. 1st and 10. Now going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a little tight end trap there, with Butler coming across the formation to make a block on the back side of that, or the front side of that, I should say.
And what I was saying with Dan DeGeorge, head coach of Lake High School, 2 players of the game is Will Butler and Ty Miller. What's going on?
I was looking at the substitution packages. It looks like 10 is okay. There we go. We got victory formation.
Oh, the ball got on a carpet on a victory formation.
How?
The only 2 times under center for Cole Norris, the ball got on the carpet. Luckily, Walsh jumped on that.
How valuable is a guy like Austin Knowles, right? That is an alert play by a wide receiver to look behind him and see the ball on the carpet.
Most guys would have not even been looking north, not east or west on that one. 36 seconds
That's a
left.
heads-up play. Holy moly.
Walsh is one kneel down away from putting this one out. Third down here, and they're going to go shotgun victory this time. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. If under center's not working, obviously 2 times in a row, go. You don't see a shotgun victory very often, but
yeah, you'll take what you can get at this point.
What a tremendous win for Walsh. Your final here at Walsh University is 14-7. We'll get into some final stats here in a moment, but initial thoughts, Jason.
Well, you had 2 heavyweights come out here throwing punches all afternoon. The defenses were the story. Both teams having trouble early getting anything going on the ground. As that started to break, it started to break in favor of the Cavaliers. It was the running game in the second half and the contributions of Cole Norris and Will Butler on the way to putting up that go-ahead score. And then the defense again standing up to all sorts of pressure from the Panther offense and putting this game away.
What an incredible win for Walsh here in the great Midwest Athletic Conference. The stats were pretty much even at halftime, but on the second half, really Walsh was able to flip that. 21 first downs for Walsh to 11 for Ohio Dominican. Rushing attempts 49 to their 25, but at the end of the day, Walsh 122 rushing yards versus their 48. The defense really stepped up for Walsh. Receiving-wise, Ohio Dominican led that of 209 yards to 139 for Walsh. Cole Norris, got to get a shout-out to him to come in, not expecting to play with the injury of the starting quarterback for Walsh. Went in there, really was as poised as you would expect in that circumstance to come in and really do well. Let's see. There were 2 turnovers. Walsh had 1 interception, and also Ohio Dominican, but the interception of the game was Ty Miller on that single coverage on a streak. Like you mentioned, had inside coverage, turned around, went up, caught it one-handed, and got the interception. And so pretty impressive there. Individual stats for Gallahue, the quarterback for Ohio Dominican. 134 QBR rating, 20 of 29, 1 touchdown, threw for 69% completion. I mean, I think as a coach at the beginning of the game, you're going to take those kind of numbers from a quarterback and expect to be maybe more on the winning side.
Yeah, and honestly, what the difference in the game for that component was in the second half, the Cavaliers did an outstanding job of closing up those passing windows. They never did find the pressure package that was really going to get to Gallahue, but he managed to. They did manage to squeeze the passing lanes and extend that time to let that sort of pass rush break down the offense in front of them. So,
receiving-wise for Ohio Dominican, Sanders had 7 catches for 98 yards. Cornell had 5 for 47. Moore had 1 for 33, but he had a touchdown on a great catch over the middle there that he had to fight for. And then on the Walsh side of things here, Norris had a 94 QBR, 13 of 24, 1 touchdown, completion 54%, threw for 139 yards. Receiving for Walsh, Will Butler was huge. 6 receptions, 59 yards, but they were about the 59 most important receiving yards of the season to this point. What was that, 3rd and forever there on that screen?
18, yep.
Screen play where Will Butler was able to bring that in and take that one deep, and then eventually we got it into the end zone on that one. Rushing-wise, Jake Gill in and out, went out a couple times, winded or whatever, but still had 23 attempts for 89 yards. And Walker had 11 of 36, but also equally important yardage as he was in there and helped us seal the ball game down the stretch. Wow, impressive win against a great ball club. You and I mentioned we saw them on tape. Impressive club for us to hold them to literally no rushing yards with the studs they have back there. Was even more impressive. This Walsh defense is, I mean,
this is for real.
As good as anybody in the country. I mean, it's got to be up there.
They have experience. They have depth. They are athletic in the back end for sure. They are athletic on the edges. They have the ability to disrupt an offense from the inside to the outside.
Yeah.
They can get to the quarterback. They can stuff the run. Today, obviously, you can see the strategy. The strategy was to take those front four and fill the run lanes. This was not about pinning your ears back and getting to the quarterback. That's not the strategy they had.
Right.
They felt that they had the athletes in the back end of the defense to keep the Panthers in front of them.
Yeah.
To rally up and make tackles. That strategy they employed throughout the day. As Gallahue managed to get a little bit of success, they started to kind of dial up some pressure packages and things like that, but that was really never the solution. The solution was their athletes in the back end. Conkle is playing out of his mind right now. He's covering ground. He's diagnosing plays. He's making every call in the back end of the defense.
Yeah.
And then you got to, then how much more can you say about a guy like Ty Miller? Just being out there on an island with it's our best against your best, and good luck, kid.
Well,
and get after it.
It's a great recipe of experience, athleticism, and the knowledge to know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And not only is our OC and DC doing that, the players are doing it. And like you said, for us to have the little bit of youth we have on defense, to be able to throw them in situations that sometimes seniors struggle with, and those sophomores doing well with it, it just speaks volumes, and it's just impressive.
It does, and add to that the pressure that comes to that defense when your starting quarterback goes out in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a quarter. I mean, this is a guy who's never taken a snap at the college level, right? This is a guy it's going to take him a quarter and a half to get his sea legs.
Right.
And so it was 3 and punt and 3 and 4 or punt.
Yeah.
And then, that defense had to just keep standing up and standing up and standing up. And they answered the bell every single time. Yeah, one just perfect throw from Gallahue to Moore in the front side of the end zone. Other than that, there was just no break to this Cavalier defense.
And what we just witnessed there is a total culture change. And it started beginning of last year with the big win at the end of the year against Ashland, who they almost never have beaten in the past. A big win for them against a team that won the GMAC. And then they just take that momentum right into this season. Now a 4-0 start, 2-0 in the conference. And they just ended a 13-game losing streak against Ohio Dominican. And that is absolutely huge for this program.
13-game losing streak. That means... that means Cole Norris was in kindergarten the last time the Cavaliers beat the Panthers.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, we could talk all day about this one. What a barn burner, folks. Thanks for joining us. You've been listening to Jeff Tyler, Jason Jividen. Your final here at Larry Stout Field at Walsh University. Walsh knocks off Ohio Dominican 14-7. That's your final. Folks, have a good one. We'll see you next time.